Hi, welcome back to Warforged, Dream of Electric Sheep. I'm Darren, the DM. We're starting early tonight because, well, who knows why? I sure as fuck don't. But yeah, no,
Me.
Sorry, that was Neil speaking over the DM. Classic Neil trait. But yes, I'm Darren. I DM, and these lovely people are.
I'm Amy. I play Isidora.
I'm Neil. I play Esme.
I'm Laura. I play Coda.
Ian is not joining us tonight, as he is a working man, a working lad. So yeah, he won't be here. He'll be here.
Is he not out with his work friends? Like, is he not gone drinking?
I don't know. I don't keep tabs on him. What he does in his spare time is his own business.
I care about my friends, and I hope that they're safe. So
I care, but I respect his decisions, and I respect that he can take care of himself. Moving on. So yeah, when we last left our heroes, we committed some acts of terrorism. I mean, don't even.
Yeah, okay. One man's terrorism is another man's liberation. It's all good.
Yes, it's almost
acts of resistance. Some might say
it's gonna be one of those nights.
Laura, it's almost like, Laura, the concepts of good and evil completely depend on what side of the fence you're on. Moving on. I'm glad we established that moral. Anyway. So yeah, we were terrorists for a second time. Round dose of terrorism. Yeah, we blew up a thing. Destroyed city blocks.
Blew up a big thing.
We blew up a big thing.
Full of souls.
That had no repercussions.
Wink.
My headphones nearly fell off from shaking my head so much dramatically. So yeah, we blew up a thing. We ran away. We a few Warforged perished, sadly. So did a lot of Hand of Yuria members, which is, great, depending on who you ask. We escaped through the sewers, through some hidden tunnels, through the help of Bulkhead Bill, who was gravely wounded, but thankfully not fatally. We took a little trip down Reference Hill, Reference Tube, more like it, and we ended up in a Resistance, as far as we know, outpost. The party were led into kind of like a nurse's office, kind of like, where people go to get patched up. They seem to have apparatus for both kind of like Warforged and non-Warforged individuals. For narrative sakes, Rizbit, there's a piece of shrapnel in his side he didn't notice because he's gremlin. So he's off to the side in NPC mode. You have to go and press X if you want to talk, and I'll do my best Ian voice. Getting that taken out. He's under anesthesia. He's asleep. Moving on. He is out of
control. He died. He did.
Yeah.
He straight up died.
For the next 24 hours, he's on 0 HP. Don't ask me.
He's dead until next week.
Stable but dead.
Yeah, 100%. He keeps waking up and the nurses keep bonking him on the head. But yeah, oh my god, he's totally like fucking Goku in Dragon Ball Z. It's like, your wounds don't heal, and he's like, but I gotta do press-ups, Nyan Goku. And it's like, get into bed. But yeah, some people got patched up. I can't remember if people actually had like lost health or anything. I can't remember. I think Ian blunted most.
Yes.
I think Esme might have got a few damage, but she, and I'm quoting, politely refuses the treatment. So when
we had loads of temporary health from Amy. So
yeah, it was like 10, I believe.
No, Rizbit gave it to us.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
that was aid, which is a fucking great.
Yeah. So I actually ended the game on more than my max HP.
The Lord giveth and take it away. But yeah, so that's when we last left our heroes. Bill is on a stretcher or like a bed to the right, getting healed. Best word to use. Something beeped. Esme Bristy's, don't know what that means. Yeah, Esme's wounded, refused treatment, and that's kind of where we left it. The nurses are kind of off to the side, just tending to Rizbit, patching up people's wounds. They looked the party in the eye and they're like, hey, this minor cutscene of us healing you is going to take some time, maybe an hour, almost like a short rest. Talk amongst yourselves while we work on you. And then they look into the camera like they're in the office. So, friends.
That went well.
I think so, yes.
I mean, did you see it? Did you see it? They're not going to be able to cover this up. This is amazing.
It's quite a message.
Esme, care to comment?
I'm sorry, I have a sausage in my hand.
I'm in a place for that,
Says
Neil.
Esme.
We're playing D&D.
Esme just says, like, hey, so did anyone else notice that was totally like what happens when you open up a seeker?
Well, yeah, that was. Oh, I didn't even get the chance to tell you. That's what I saw
What,
when I looked into it. When I looked into the big container thing, I saw souls.
So it's the same thing powering them both?
That concerns me.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a big problem. But the point is, they don't have that one anymore.
And it can't be that easy to come by if it's full of souls. Let's not
Or, you
get
know,
into those
whatever.
questions, Darren.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that could be like a thought that crosses people's minds. I'm just helping.
Yeah, that's a weird one. It reminded me a lot of Kay's Vile, because it just made me think of, godlike power. So, oh, by the way, people think when they built Kay, they built God, and that's concerning.
2 steps back. What?
5 to the right.
Okay, so Kay was built, and then they were like, oh my God, have we built God?
Specifically K or the Seekers generally?
Well, Kay, but
Why
I talked
K?
to him about it. Well, because he was just like, there's only one K.
So he's
But, I mean,
not
he was-
like the other ones?
But he was a seeker. He was just another seeker, right?
I don't think so. I think that was something that I was supposed to take away from the situation. But I was kind of just like, oh, so that was what his name might have been at one point. And then I was just like, well, he got very upset about this. Yeah, he doesn't think he's the right K, and that he got I don't know. It was like he died and then he came back as a different person, but it's still the same body. We think it's, or it might not be. It's very worrying.
Wait, when did he die? Like when he was made a seeker? Like the person that was made.
They killed the first one because they were like, this is a failed experiment, and then they killed him dead. But then the K is still here.
Does it say that in the file that they killed him?
I think they said that they finished it.
But he's still here.
But you said he was a failed experiment, but if he was a secret, what was he supposed to be?
That's a good question. I think his whole deal was to be gold. Hold on. He takes out a furl of notes. It's like, what was that deal? So yeah, they were supposed to be the last line of defense. I believe the term used was a thoughtless, obedient dog, capable of feats that no one else could perform. And it's true, he's pretty amazing.
But isn't that just the Seekers as a whole?
Yes, I don't understand why K was a failed experiment if there were hundreds of Seekers.
I mean, I guess they weren't all the K9 or they weren't all K series.
But if there must be something that distinguishes him if they thought he was a failure.
What I don't understand is...
Oh my God, maybe they don't all have souls.
You think he's the only one who can have free will and...
No, do you mean he's the only one that are you saying that he's the only one that's been powered by souls?
Maybe.
Oh.
So essentially what happened was he was confirmed deceased as a project failure, and then he's not dead, and they were like, maybe we created God, and that's concerning, worrisome stuff. And then there was this whole thing about being a person, and can someone have a self if they are a collection of selves? And I kind of got scared and I put it down. but also like, yeah, souls fuel his core, kind of like the big bomb upstairs. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Perhaps that is it, that he's the only one with souls in him.
But was there souls? No, because there were souls in the one that we killed, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were. There were.
But like, I don't know, maybe he's the only one potentially that could be good, but also the whole prophet, remember the prophet? The whole prophet thing is that like, it's like a thing that will be triggered if a seeker expresses free will, and it's not real, but then it is real. It's all like, seekers are fucking stupid. Like, I just thought he was cute, but now he's just scary. No, he's not. It's just, Mother's a bitch. Like, Mother is just the worst person, and she has all of these fail safes in because of all of her golden children. So like, I won't tell him that, but I'm 100% like concerned that if he fights Mother in front of us, Mother will just be like, "Mwahaha! He's my toy. You've been kissing me, Esme," and then I'm gonna be really upset.
Look on the bright side of things. If the information in this file is true and Kay is God or whatever, at least you know you're keeping up your streak of romancing deities.
I didn't romance Baal. Baal romanced me.
You have a type.
I mean, let's not get into talking about types, pal.
Oh, yeah, Darren?
Okay, yeah, no, it's a case of like, what Neil said is all legit. There's just one point that was like glossed over in the sense that like there was a lot in there and it's confusing. I understand that's the whole point. But no, the idea is that when the person who would have been like the original K died, well, was killed, whatever, they don't specify. They poured all the souls in, and it was more like, as like Neil said, more like a power source. But that was it. It was meant to be like a construct. Like it would have no sense of free will. It would have no sense of no concept of self. It would just literally be like a powered weapon that could walk around and would do this, do that. That's it. Like it would never express its own form of like, oh, I don't like that. So they eradicated all form of self. Yet one seemed to like eventually appear. So like the whole like it did we create God thing that like Neil was talking about is like is it hypothesized? Yeah, hypothesized in the folder briefly through like clip notes that are quite literally like paper clipped onto this file. That Esme read. That like, oh, but like if there's no self, then how did one like form? Like there's quite literally nothing there, so how did one form? That kind of thing. So then they're like, oh shit, is this God? Because all signs point to like nothing existing there, yet something's after existing. That kind of thing. So they're like, oh shit, did we just fuck up royally? And then it was a case of, oh, we should monitor K.
And this only happened with K.
Well, that's
according
the only
to this
file.
file. Yeah.
According to this file, yeah, like it's subject K9.
Right.
Like for all intents and purposes, like there was no like consciousness in K9.
But he developed one.
And then one developed
out of nowhere.
Yeah, seemingly out of nowhere. Yeah. So then, like near the end of the folder, it's kind of like, well, that opens up a can of worms.
But can I just clarify? This isn't the case with all seekers. Like other seekers have consciousness. Like from what we've seen of them, they seem to have consciousness.
But potentially not free will or like a self. They could be.
Yeah.
They could just be like
a preloaded mannerisms.
Right. Okay.
We haven't, as far as we know, seen any other express free will, right?
No. It's just the only thing that like might be considered free will is like how what's the word? Eccentric or / energetic K10 is.
Yeah.
Like they have a personality, but it might be programmed.
Personality.
We don't know if it's free.
I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. They seem to have like all seekers seem to have some form of personality. Others certainly just seem to be more like token soldier 2 kind of personality, that sort of thing. But yes, personality is the word I was thinking of that. But yeah.
So yeah, it's a complex situation because we pretty much detonated a seeker.
Well, I mean, you say that, but I have to imagine. I hate to sound harsh, but getting rid of them has to be better than where they were or what they were, you know? At
They
least
might
now
at
they're.
least be free.
Probably.
Or at peace, at least.
Yes. Elevator music plays while Neil is gone. Bye, Neil.
Bye, Neil. Yeah, the nurses just kind of bandage you guys up. You know, put bandages on your forehead.
As they are, can I ask them like what this place is or was, like what the building used to be, and like what they're using it for now, and that kind of thing?
Well, okay. Sorry, I didn't want to talk through the moment. Yes. Nurse Joy, like, is, giving you guys plasters with little, like, ponies on them. And she's like, as far as we know, this specific building / room we're in was some form of office, like, well, not office building, but, yeah, some sort of business type building, and the room beforehand was a cathedral, and they all seemed kind of like, maybe it was, they all sunk down together, I'm unsure. But from what I can gather, they seem to have. I always assumed it was sunk down, but they seem to have sunk down and crashed in. So like hallways kind of match up oddly and very weird. And as far as I know, that's all it is. Like there's like you'd be surprised what hides or not hide what resides underneath Yuria.
Is there any kind of sigil on this place, like a god symbol kind of thing, or is that gone?
No, well, you can give me a perception check. On the way in, when you guys were looking around, as in like, it was a case of like, you didn't nothing spot. Like, there doesn't seem to be any distinctive markings. It's just, it looks, for all intents and purposes, like a traditional cathedral, a place of worship. Place of worship. Yeah, Izzy, you
Would I have
come
any,
to
like,
the same conclusion.
having lived in Yuria forever, would I, like, know anything about a big church sinking into the ground, like, just from history books and stuff?
You may roll if you want to.
19.
Nothing comes to mind of sinking churches, but you remember a nursery rhyme you heard as a young boy on the street. Some kids were singing it. You can't remember the exact tune or words, but seemed to center around, things living underneath the city and coming up to gobble kids if they were walled. That's the only kind of correlation your mind would go to.
Can't believe Warforged is the actual boogeyman.
I can.
What's the kind of mood like around this place? Are people still kind of looking like they're frantically running around kind of planning stuff, or is it more licking their wounds, healing, patching people up? Like, is there still talk of like, we have to do this, we have to go here next? Is there a lot of strategizing going on?
It seems kind of solid 50-50. A lot of people, like, the obviously wounded are obviously licking their wounds kind of thing. A lot of the, like, people in uniform are kind of going about their jobs, but they're still shooting glances over to you guys. Like, there is certainly, like, 97% of the room is Warforged, and 3%, including you guys, well, obviously excluding Isidora. Well, they don't know that, but you know what I mean. About 3% of the room, not even, is non-Warforged folk. And at that, they look kind of like old, like all the dwarves and elves you see look old, as old as those races can. And you spy one human who's an older woman, but she looks like she's in her like 60s or 70s maybe. Like they've clearly, either they've been here a while or it's, I don't know what, like you can't really like, oh, it's just, any of the people here just look old. Like, so maybe they were here in the beginning, that kind of thing. But from what you can gather, it's kind of like no youngins in the room. You guys are certainly the youngest people in the room, that kind of thing. Actually, no, sorry, Izzy is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, is there any sign of Carla?
No, you guys, well, from the small, the small kind of like
Never gonna have a conversation with that woman.
the small kind of like like curtain drawn like improv medic room you guys are in from the angles you were in. You can't see no. You can. Carla's face doesn't spring out to you.
Fair enough.
I guess I'll like turn to the others and kind of like, what's our plan? What's the next step?
Overground? Overground. Let's go overground. Let's go and deal with the hit list. We have the hit list. Let's do that.
Well, I mean, I want to talk to people. I mean, come on. Imagine how many people have ever seen this place. Well, don't you want to like at least
How
have
many
a look
people are
around?
down here? There's so many people down here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a bigger base than we've seen before. Are you okay?
But like, there's more people down here as well. Like, they're just not here. Like a lot more people are down here. Anyway, let's just. Who do you want to talk to?
Nurse Joy looks at Esme and she's like, "Madam, you seem on edge. Would you like something to like a sedative to relax?"
No, you're fine.
You sure it could impede your progress going forward?
Move away. She doesn't even like step. She just like leans. No, man. Talk later. Goodbye.
What do you mean?
Nurse Joy will remember.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
So, you know the way we were told that like Yuria is going to wake up at some point, and there's going to be like plenty more Warforged wherever she's sleeping.
Yeah, it's dormant somewhere. Yes.
Yeah, where are they going to go? Like 100%, where are they going to go? Because whatever happens now, we have to find a home for them. And if they want Yuria to be their home, which they'd be rightly entitled to, what happens to the people who are there currently? Do we just keep expanding until it's not really the same place, or do we just kind of end up in a situation that's as bad, if not worse than before, but just people don't have soul weapons?
Well, look, that's a big... I mean, I hate to say it, that's a big
Huge.
maybe. That's a big maybe. Like, we still have so much to do before we're even in a position to get to them. Look, I know it's not going to be easy reintegrating them into the world, but we can do it. We have time to think of something, you know? We're not going to let there be another war.
But there will be. Like, inevitably there will be. No, there will.
No, it's not inevitable.
No, it is. It's 100% inevitable. Because we're fighting a war now. So we have proven beyond some kind of doubt that there's always a reason. And while it might not happen in Coda's lifetime, and it might not happen in mine, it's going to happen in yours.
No!
And yes! It's going to happen! It will! And we just have to do our best for now, and that's fine, we can do that. But it's equally just like, this is a big problem. It's just a huge problem that while we might not have to deal with, we equally might have to deal with, because it could happen 10 minutes after, or we could find some kind of compromise for 100,000 years, and then there's another problem.
But you can't say that for sure. The things
I
this
mean,
world
there's
is about
lots
to
of things
go
we can't
through.
say for sure. Like,
Yes, maybe it will happen. Maybe we'll all die in the next 5 minutes. What is the matter with you? Why are you adding more problems that don't exist when we already have enough to deal with?
because this is a problem that's going to exist. This is a problem that's
You
very
don't
much
know that
tangible
for
and in
sure.
our hands.
Don't know that! We have enough to deal with as it is. The world is hard enough as it is. Stop trying to make it worse.
And the things this world is going to go through in the next 2 years, we don't know what anything is going to be like after this is over. It's not going to be the same as it is now. It can't be, with the things we've seen that are coming.
But that doesn't mean it's going to be better. It just means it's going to be different.
Yes, but you can't
Like,
say for
I'm
sure
not
there
doing
is
this to
going to be
make.
a
I'm not
war.
doing this to make this a problem that doesn't exist. I'm looking at the fact that all down here are people that the people above will not accept, because that's what we're dealing with. Because that's literally our problem right now.
Well, then
The
we
people
can
above don't accept these people.
We can
We can make people just not do that anymore.
we can try.
I mean, well, like,
Why
we are, but it's equally. No, I do not. understand this. This is. I
Neither
agree.
do I.
that
Where's
we
this
could try.
attitude suddenly coming from? This has always been a
From
problem.
the
and now
reality
suddenly...
of the situation. The reality is there are so many people down here now, and there's so many more that are just asleep. And it's the same in 2 other locations, or it might be anyway.
And when the
This
Orcs
is-
show up and they have to fight alongside each other or die, that could change things. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
Well, that's true. I will give you that one. That could actually.
We have a much
make-
bigger threat to face, and we are all going to have to face it together. It's our home, all of us.
Institutional racism is a pretty big threat.
I know. We
Like,
can't
that's not-
say
not
how this is
magic,
going to
that's just
stand
real.
after we have all had to face the Order. Everyone here.
What's the point of doing this if we don't believe it can be better?
I do believe it. I just think it's going to be so much harder than we think it is, just because we've got a can-do attitude.
But what's the alternative? Don't try? We have no
I'm s-
other option. We're going to do this.
I'm
We're
just
going to
more
do our
freaking
best. That's all
out.
we can do.
I'm just freaking out. We could have just kept going, and I'm happy to keep doing that. I'm just completely aware of the fact that there's whole communities down here. There's there's an entire generation hidden from us, and we have to, well, not just us, but other people too. We have to deal with the fact that there is a generation of people hidden deep below here, and we can't provide to them the perfect world. We have to just expose them back into a world where, try as we might, there's definitely going to be some racist ass people.
That's the world they left. They were fighting a war. Did you forget that? They know exactly how people think it. We know exactly how people think about us. And now suddenly, because you're looking at it, because you're looking them in the eye, it's a problem for you?
Yes, 100%. I don't think you thought that's what I was going to say. I think you thought that you had the moral high ground on this one. But equally, I'm looking at the problem that I have to deal with, which is that I've been told my entire life my family profited off of this. So forgive me if I'm upset at the thought of absolutely taking away anything they have that is their own, that is their right, that is their existence, and all and everything that it is. I'm sorry that I cannot handle that as quickly and easily as, let's just be plucky and hopeful, kids. Whatever, let's go and talk to some people. Let's go and just keep doing the work, because I guess just doing the work is going to be enough to just fix everything.
Esme, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry that you're getting the slightest taste of what I've had to deal with for my whole fucking life. And she storms out of the room.
Esme shouts after her, even when you wouldn't tell your friends the slightest bit of truth about yourself? Whatever.
Don't take it out on her. I know.
Shut up.
Look,
Shut up. No, you don't know. You're going to just talk. You're going to say things, and you're going to think that it gets fixed. Every time something like this comes up, she throws a straw, and then we have to pretend like, oh, it's just her. She has to start acting like a grown-up.
It's not going to do us any good fighting amongst ourselves. We have enough to deal with.
Yeah, like every other person in this room right now.
As Isidora stormed out of the curtained off medic center, she mistakenly, unaware, bumps into Ripley. As she barges through. It's a case of one of those, you go knock on the door and someone opens the door at the same time. That's our thing.
Oh, sorry.
Let's. Do you want me to come back?
No, it's fine.
Okay. And she brushes the curtain off to the side to allow herself to walk in. She's like with both hands on her hips. Looks Amy does. Is he keep going or does she?
No, she follows. She follows him.
Oh, she goes back in. No, that's cool. That's good. Yeah, she got like both hands on her hips, and she's like, "Well, you lot did good." And Bill kind of like from the stretchers like yeah, like thumbs up, and she's just like nods, kind of thing, like like get some rest. It's like a real blow was made tonight.
Yeah, hopefully this is something they can't just brush under the rug.
Oh, I 100% agree. I think this has left its mark, no doubt. We're still waiting for other teams to report in and get reports of like what the aftermath was, but from what I've heard of Ground Zero kind of reactions, it's the shitty shook tonight. She kind of like looks the party over and she's like, I couldn't help but overhear a disagreement or high emotions at the very least.
Yes, apologies for that.
Yes, Coda has something to apologize for. Shocking no one, Coda is apologizing. But also, we have some other stuff to do. So, anything else we can do to help you?
Yes, Bill mentioned that briefly. I'm assuming it's the list of names.
Mm-hmm.
And what you wish to run off into the night and do them solo, is that?
Well, it might be a good time to hit them when the city's in chaos. They won't be expecting any more.
From behind the curtain you hear, oh yeah, I agree. And
Who is this?
The curtain is brushed back to reveal a 7-foot Warforged individual, brightly coloured. They seem to have like a cape, but that looks kind of like metal struts have been fashioned into red wings on it. They have like bird imagery and feathers like crudely painted all over their body, and they seem to be clutching a plate helmet. Sorry. A plate helmet that seems to have got like extra struts of metal put on that seems to have shaped it into some form of beak. It's very colourful, very bright, colourful, kind of like stands out against the greys and browns and like kind of earth greens of the uniforms and like walls around the building. It's like, so you're the wee lads that blew up that building, eh?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Erethor's finest, I hear.
Oh, like that, yeah.
So we're gonna hit him again, yeah?
Yeah. You want to go blow up a tower?
What kind of tower are you thinking there now, lass?
Eye tower.
Oh.
Well, maybe later. More importantly, we've got like this list of people. There's like one good person, but then the rest are all, I'm gonna put it straight, they're shitheels. So if you want to just, I don't know, just lob alchemist fire into like buildings, just see what happens. I feel like that's a good. In fact, I think that's exactly what we should do.
Before that, who are you?
Oh, one second.
It's Jeff.
It's Connor.
Jeff the robot bird.
Oh God, it's John Connor.
For a second, I thought that was a name, and I was like, "What sort of name is People at My Door?"
It's people at my door.
Everyone's hit new favorite character.
Ooh, this must be one of those Firebirds. Was it Firebird?
Yeah, Firebirds.
Yeah.
It could be that, or it could be that guy that contacted them. What was his code name? Iron Sparrow?
Oh, something Sparrow. Yeah, that could be him.
Hey,
But
it's
wasn't he? No, yeah,
Iron
it was
Swallow.
Okay, yeah. Burb.
Hi, hello, yes. Hey, sorry, people were at my door. Apologies. What happened? Who was asking what again?
Who is this person?
Like, the name's Failer. You're Miss Tanner, I believe.
I am. Hi.
Hi. how you
Baylor?
doing?
Did you say your name was?
Yeah, Failer. One and only.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You must be Esme, is it?
Yeah, that's me. You got Esme.
You all right there, Esme? You seem very on edge.
Yes,
First
I'm
time
very
around a weed
aware of.
bomb, is it?
What? Wait, what?
First time around a weed bomb in action, is it?
No, actually, Coda had a bomb before. He had like a portable bomb. That was fine. What did we blow up with the portable bomb?
The Avatar of Caius.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah, it was the shrine. The shrine
We
of
blew up like
Caius,
the
yeah.
avatar of a god of rot and whatnot. With some people from
Yes.
here too. It was pretty. A
Ah,
long time ago. Now we've
you're
blown up.
that weird fella, Coda, isn't it?
Yes, pleasure to meet you.
It's like, pleasure. And he's like, that must be that Mr. Saltfuel boy. And Rizbit's just like, I'm Ian! And he puts and goes back asleep. It's like, aye, so we're hitting him again tonight. Is that the plan? Where we're going? Who are we hitting? And
Do you wanna
Ripley's
come
just
with us?
Ripley's looking at this individual with like burning angry eyes, like.
So,
He's like,
Taylor, who
makes
are you?
sense.
What's going on? Where have you
Well-
come from? Were you out
well-
fighting already? Who were you fighting? Tell us. Tell me.
Well,
tell
did
me.
you? Oh, okay. Oh, just like shh, like all over Esme's face. Like, shh. He's like, well, did you see that nice little firework display we gave you?
Oh, you're one of the Firebirds.
Oh yeah, the commanding officer of the Firebirds. And Ripley's like, Failure, please shut the fuck up. Then and he's like, I just think strike while the iron's hot. That's what Paws used to say. And she's like, you didn't have a dad. He's like, but I like to think that's what he'd say. He's like, so where are we going? Who am I killing? Who am I blowing up? Come on. And she's like trying to push him out of the room, and he's just like grasping. He's like, give me something.
I mean, if you'd really like to help, I'm sure we could use it, right, guys? Well, with Ripley being
I
out of
think
commission and all.
I want him to blow some stuff up with us.
Yeah,
I
no,
think so.
give us a big one, a big building.
I
Big building's
probably
like the
agree with
biggest
the
boom.
strike while the hour is hot. I think that's a good idea. Yes.
See, Ripley, and you were like, oh no, they're all, oh. Especially that Icarus lad you kept giving out about. He's grand. He seems fine. And she's just like, I'm going, after you guys have had your little, ego thing, come find me. And she like,
Wait, Ripley, I'm going to ask
aggressively
you a
leaves.
question.
And he's like, any questions you've got for her, you can ask me. Go on, shoot
Oh,
away,
good.
Esme.
Tyler.
No
Brilliant.
clue, don't bother asking. Anyway, what's the plan?
Okay, wait, no, but Ripley, no, seriously.
What ails you, dear Esme?
She said something about a dwarf getting killed, or we finding a spy in your ranks. Was it a dwarf, and was it Carla Valroy's husband?
Yes and no. We found a
Oh,
dwarf,
thank
shot him,
God.
and it wasn't. What's his name? Azarant. Yeah, that wee fecker.
Is Carla here?
I think she's bopping around, yeah. He like leans out of the tent and he's like, Carla!
Oh.
And you just hear like off of it is like, fuck up, fella, she's not here. And he's
Where's
like,
Carla?
It's like, why do you need Carla for? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, it was more
She's
just.
one of the few people we know here.
Oh, you know me, that's an extra one for the list.
It
no,
sure is.
It was more. I wanted to see her husband about creating very, very big crossbows.
I'm offended
But, like-
that you didn't ask me first, but alright.
No offense.
I mean,
Esme.
you can make
Got, like,
small things. He
widdly-
made
widdly
big
little-
things.
I could make a big
With little
crossbow.
eladrin arms. Don't think you could lift a big crossbow.
Hey, I lifted a gun that killed a seeker before, pal. Or
It seems
I
fine.
lifted an apparatus that killed
I won't
a
call you a
seeker
liar.
before, pal.
Jeez. If you got like is that a weird tick you have, Esme? Pal, is that a weird thing you have going on there?
Esme puts on her werewolf arms. He's like, hey, I'm good.
He's like,
Back
oh,
off.
I've got bird arms, and he flexes.
That
But it's a
means
really
you're
like
very
just,
weak. It means your bones
it's just
are
like
brittle.
it's just a generic Warforged arm. And it's like when the joints move. He's like, look at that. It's like
Well, Taylor-
arms aren't everything. You want to skate on by fast. You got to go fast if you want to blow things up.
Faylor, can I ask a question?
I have a feeling if I say no, you're going to ask anyway. So go ahead.
I know you're dead right, Faylor.
Yeah,
You are
no,
learning
I see.
so quickly. Why does
I'm-
Ripley just not tolerate you?
and he walks
That's a
out.
bit
of the
rude.
room.
No, come back.
It's like, no, I kid. No, it's just she's very. I'm Ripley. I'm very serious. Come out, and I'm very much. Sure, be grand, And she doesn't agree. She doesn't think it's going to be grand at all. It's a bit of a Debbie Downer, really. But she's good. She leads us. She's like, yeah, I like her. She's great. Crack. And the nurses are like,
Does everyone hate this man?
I feel like he could talk Rarathor, so yeah.
Oh yeah, like he's 100%. He's like, jeez, I see you're eating soup there. Bombs.
I love this guy.
Look, we have this list of it's how we figured out who your spy was. So we have this list of people.
Is there any more spies on it?
Not for you guys, but certainly people who are either working with the orchestra, or working with the Hand of Yuria, or working with the Queen to make life just that little bit more miserable for everyone. Sorry, Neil, just going through them now. It's the
Oba
we
Delaney
got
was the
Oba.
dwarf spy.
Yeah,
There's the Dr. Fisher, who's working in the slums to do
the
with
street clerics.
Yeah, there's the Merigretti siblings, who are the elves, the street clerics. There's Leela Broom, the one who's got the bakeries and is
Just putting the drugs.
handing out drugs. Durana Tinklefoot, head of storage, managing dummy warehouses. And then there was
Noncha,
Sebek
he's
Noncha,
a merchant.
Yeah, with the dormant weapons and tech under his building. And then there's Kazura Aston.
Who's this guy running a safe house?
Yeah. Who's a man, right? I had her down as a woman. Okay.
I have no clue. Actually, I do have a clue. The notes are right for me. What was the name? Sorry, Laura?
Kazura Aston?
Human man.
Man, okay.
Yeah.
And he's got a backdoor safe house to be terminated by the Hand. Okay, so the names, the people we had to actually deal with were Oba Delaney, Fisher, the Merigrettis, Leela Broom, Durana, Tinklefoot, and Sebek Noncha. And then
I like to think Coda's reading this out of his.
Oh yeah.
Like, Phalor walks up and he's abruptly he's just pointing at it. He's like, "Oh, can I blow up the baker? Oh, they'll blow up the baker. Never like bakeries.
Please.
Pastries and cakes. What's the point?
Well, they're pretty delicious, but also it's full of drugs.
I don't believe it.
Just blow it up. I believe in you, Phalor.
So I'm gonna go. He looks around and says,
Make sure it's Layla Brooms. Literally, I don't know what you have to do, but if you blow up a bakery that is not Layla Brooms' bakery, you have failed your mission.
That's very tight parameters, Esme, that you're giving me there now, and you're not.
Well, no, that's the mission. Just do the mission. Just blow up Layla Brooms' bakery, and then you will succeed.
She has a chain,
and you will be rewarded.
He puts up a hand. He's like, "Oh, hold on. Let me go about this professionally now, because I am ultra professional." He sticks his head out the yoke and he's like, "Here, boys, go blow up a bakery." And then this is like, "Oh, sure, go on." All right, so I might as well. It's like, "Which bakery?" It's like, "I don't know, some dodgy hand one." And he's like, "So go on, so." And 5 or 6 more equally as flamboyantly painted Warforged all stick their heads. It's like, "Where are we going?"
So I'm picturing those seagulls from Finding Nemo, mine.
Bob.
We should definitely find out what bakery it is first before we start blowing
I
shit
believe
up.
it was a chain, was it not? There were multiple bakeries.
Yeah, but we
We'll
can find
blow
out
up the
what
broom
they want
bakeries.
So we identify them, and
bakery.
You gotta think how it's gonna look to the public eye. We're gonna look like a bunch of dodgy bastards blowing up bakeries after we blow up an entire housing estate. It's gonna look
We
dodgy.
also have 6 or 7 other things on the list that are going to blow up tonight, so probably it's just going to look bad for everyone involved. Because the Hand won't stop us.
Don't just give us a wee slap on the wrist.
well, who do we want to deal with first?
Why don't we talk to Ripley and determine what the biggest enemy, what the biggest threat is, and what we can immediately take care of.
That's a good idea.
And he's like, "Oh well, good luck talking to her when she's in one of her moods, because she's just gonna give out, really."
Maybe we
It's
should...
okay. Most authority figures just give in to us. It's fine.
It's almost like it's a necessity for the job, really, when you think about it. Well, you know where to find me. You probably don't know where to find me, but you know where to find me when you want to go blow something up. And you see he clicks his heels together, and you see little he's got got like boots on, like he's barefoot. It literally looks like he's painted boots onto his feet. But he's got like these little like wheels that are high up, and when he clicks them together, they drop down. He's just like he starts skating away.
Jeez.
Coda's like furiously taking notes in his journal, like.
It's like, "Hey, my eyes are up here, you," and he like flips Coda off with a smile, kind of thing.
Sorry. Right, should we talk to Ripley?
Yeah.
Resistance Heelys. That guy is great. I love him.
I like him.
So you guys are looking for a replay.
Yes.
As you guys exit the curtained area, you know, people are kind of eyeing you guys up. You're like, these aren't from around these parts. But there is several like doors in this building. It like seemed to have been get fuck off. How about that? There's several doors, but there is one in the distance that's kind of nicer than the others, and it's got 2 big armed guards at it. So it's probably, you know, a safe bet that that could be Ripley's office.
Just looking around this place, does anything like stand out? Are there any like points of interest that we might have missed coming in?
Sorry, one second.
Mrs. Failor redacted.
This is dial-up noise.
Yeah, his surname is actually just dial-up noise, but you can't write it down. There's no way to do it in the human language. His last name
It's
is
definitely
binary.
just failure, bomb, and a heart emoji.
His last name is an emoji. I love it. Esme just has so many journals with different people's names in hearts on them.
She's an easy lover.
One of them has Ball on it, and she's kind of scribbled it out, but she still has it just in case.
Yeah,
like,
she's still holding on to
yeah,
it.
she still holds on.
Right, so yeah, as you guys walk around, you see that there seems to be like varying. Everyone seems to be almost like if they're like in clusters. It's very much like 4 tables pushed together kind of thing, and like everyone seems to have their own map of Yuria with like weird markers and like lines drawn all over it. Like some of them are like top-down stencils. Others look like the like steepness of things, you know, those geological maps and stuff. And everyone seems to be still in chaos. Like they seem to be talking into like stones of far speech, loads of stuff like that.
Can we like pick up anything that they're talking about as we pass, or?
Yeah, no, give me a perception, like listening check.
Ugh, never mind.
I got a 24.
Coda, your eyes zero in on Yuria's best kept secret, but you don't know what they're saying because they're all speaking binary.
No, yeah, never mind.
Fuck!
Oops.
God damn it!
Izzy, it's a case of as you're walking through it, the kind of loudest people that you're picking up on is like people asking for like, oh, did you get away safe? Like confirm, like, you know, say your like phrase kind of thing to ensure that you've gotten out of Dodge. Kind of everyone seems to be anxiously waiting for all teams to kind of check in, sort of thing. And you can see like as you're walking through, you see one person puts their hands up and is like, okay, yeah, team 6 is fine, kind of thing, and he goes back to work and that kind of thing. Like, you know, he's got like stones of fire speech all over the table.
Is anyone mentioning like what the impact was on the surface, or like what's happening up there right now?
You overhear one individual just yell at someone else who's like kind of yelling at them to be like, have you heard anything? And he's like, there's still no confirmation. We still haven't heard off the teams that were like the closest to the blast, that kind of thing. Like, they haven't checked.
Okay. Okay.
We'll get to find that out when we go topside. It's gonna be fun. So we approach these armed guards.
Yes. In common, they're like, what do you want?
We need to talk to Ripley. She said to come to her when we were ready.
He's like, I didn't receive any. And then from the distance, you just hear Failure be like, Brendan, stop being a prick and let him in. he's like, go in. And like you can see like
Thank you.
when you guys like look over to like see Phalor yelling, he's just like abruptly sitting on like some desk which has too many files on it that haven't been processed or anything. He just feet up on it kind of thing, talking to like one of the other Firebirds.
As we like walk in, I give him a thumbs up.
He gives a thumbs up back. But yes, as you guys enter Ripley's office, you get the immediate reaction that this is her office proper, in quotations. Like there's dust on things. Like some of the cabinets clearly haven't been moved in a while, so like they've been here for quite some time. There's maps of Yuria, some in better conditions, some in old conditions, like all stuck on top of each other, like corkboard kind of notice things like all over the place. There's all orders like, oh, what's here, and there's like little sketches of like the Mechanist Tower, and like before you guys left, when it was kind of just like, hey, look, a tower. When you guys came back, and it was kind of that like slightly bigger mega structure sort of thing, because like the expansion and stuff. And she's kind of like circles around like struts, and she's like it's Izzy, you'd know it, and I'm assuming like you're related to the party, like a case of like, but it's like some of the struts and some of the balconies are circled, and it's like, is it an outpost? Is it just like design? Is there like something in there? Is it weak? It's like, can we exploit it? That kind of thing. Like it seems very much about like penetrating this tower. Ripley has her head down like in some notes, and she's like frantically like writing and checking other notes, and like as you guys come in, she kind of like you see an eyes cocked up to you, and it's very much like an eye that is very like come in kind of thing. I'll be with you in a second. But the most noteworthy thing at the back of the room behind her chair, that you can only see because she's leaned over her desk writing, because she doesn't have one of those big office chairs. She has a crummy chair because there's business. On a pedestal at the back of the room, like flush to the wall, the pedestal is a tiny black box.
Oh.
Interesting.
Hey Ripley, what's the story with that?
What's the story with what, Esme? Please be specific.
The black box. We're looking for black boxes very similar to that. Where'd you get it?
She looks at the box, back at Esme. Back at the box, back at Esme. She's like, family heirloom.
It's a very interesting family heirloom. I've heard family heirlooms like that would be able to, I don't know, give people incredible amounts of knowledge, or create a giant Warforged to fight a black ink monster in the desert.
That's quite the imagination you have, Esme.
I mean, it's quite the God's honest truth, but whatever. Yeah, that's interesting. Worth noting, because we've got one, not on us, but we know where we've got one, and a Lich has one in Nullheim. I'm just wondering if there's a reason that we should be concerned that you have one.
Why would you be concerned that I have that, Esme?
Because we've known them to have a great corrupting power, or generally just being incredibly dangerous, and I just wouldn't want that to be something that you get unwillingly corrupted by or cause you any problems. You are the head of this resistance.
That's an honest to God, honest to the gods fear to have, Esme. I agree, but I assure you I'm not corrupted, if that's what you're worrying about. Not that the device possesses such capabilities, but if it did, and it was corrupting, why would I leave it in plain sight?
I mean, I'm generally concerned that you've left it in plain sight in the first place, because we know them to be items of great potential and destruction.
Well, that's quite a theory. Perhaps I left it in plain view because I am confident that this position, this office, this little outpost will not be compromised.
That is a good place to be internally. Keep believing that. Just be aware that if that was to fall into the hands of the Hand, it would be all the easier to get into the absolute and complete wrong hands.
Or to fall into the Hand. You say you have one. Where did you get one? That's very interesting.
We got one in the Red Forest, a place far, far, far south of here.
She just does that kind of like face, the lip. I realise you can't convey that overall.
And because she doesn't have a lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. The bit of metal just kind of shoves and so. Well, I'm sure it brought you good fortune. A little tiny lockbox as it is.
Lockbox.
Was that not what the boxes down south were? Technically, lockboxes with little goodies inside.
I mean, technically, yes.
But also, like, we couldn't open it.
Well, no, but it's not. It's more knowledge, information. It's not really. There's nothing inside it. Well, there is, but it's not a tangible thing.
Knowledge can be goodies.
Yeah.
Very true.
Lauren shows up and says, yeah, man, I'm shitting on books, man. No. Glitches out of them. And just, Esme, I couldn't help but notice the first thing you pointed out when you entered the room was that, why do you want it? Is that, have you come all this way to take the box from me, Esme?
I mean, Ripley, we're doing this thing a lot where you and I just don't seem to see eye to eye. It's because you seem to think that for some reason I've got an agenda to be here beyond helping you. I just speak my mind clearly for fear of things being left unsaid. So I have not come to collect that. In fact, I believe I and my friends are completely surprised to see one of those here. But by the sounds of it, what you have found is not like what we have found, so they could be completely different things. Darren, based on what I'm seeing, does it look from this distance definitely like what we are looking for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it straight up looks like it could be like, if you both of them are in front of you, you might not be able to tell them apart. That kind of thing. Like it's like the only.
Yeah.
It's both of these things seem to only be like, and including the one you saw in the things betwixt. They all seem to be the only things you've ever seen made out of this material, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, that kind of thing. That's like the first giveaway. But she stands as Esme is saying this, and she's like, Esme, the only reason I busted your guys' backs is to ensure that we're on the right side. Because the quickest way to find out if someone's lying is an honest man will get angry, and a spy that is in over their heads will get upset and plead and beg and weasel out like the snake they are. So it's all protocol. But why do you need it? Why the interest?
We could tell you, but it might make your head explode. I wish I was joking.
When she leaned deep into the table, and she's like, "Try me," with a smile, and you see the little phantom Ripley lean over her as well.
Esme basically bends over, puts her hands on her knees, and say the longest breath, boy. And she just stands straight back up and she says, there's a dark city over Yuria that's a reflection of Yuria that's run by this group of people that are basically here to destroy all of everything ever. And we have found that out because we went down south to the Red Forest. We met a giant Warforged. And while we met that giant Warforged, I helped him to Polaris. Polaris is fun. Polaris is connected to Yuria, who is also a giant Warforged, Orion, who is also a giant Warforged, and a Shaylin, who is also a giant Warforged. We are going to collect all of these black boxes. I think we need 3 of them to start. And we're going to go wake up Orion, who is a giant Warforged, as I said already, and also a Shaylin, and eventually Yuria. And they're going to stand up, and they're hopefully going to help us fight back the it's coming a year to Orion, I think 2 years to a Shaylin, and then probably tomorrow to Yuria, who knows? But I suppose you still have your head, so you probably knew something.
As Esme is speaking, she starts going as she finished speaking, she's like and starts spasms and falls back into the chair and stops moving.
Esme is like, this is not a funny joke, so you can just stop that. How?
She is motionless.
Can I check her?
Did you kill her?
Esme just stands back. He's like, I'm not fucking dealing with this. Yeah, she's not fucking dead.
How is Isidora going
Think I'm not
to
fucking
check?
dead.
Amy, how do you wish to check?
I mean, would it be medicine?
Shrug emoji?
It'd be medicine, but like in the sense that it's like it's
Yeah, healing is medicine.
Darren, while Isidore is doing this, can Esme go and touch the black box?
Don't make
we're gonna do Izzy first, then you. Like it's a case of Izzy like, oh, but Jesus! Like kind of runs over kind of thing, and Esme is like, ha! Opportunity doth knock. Like Esme twirls her evil mustache and like, yeah. But yeah, and like as Esme is rounding the table to go towards the box, and Izzy's like, checking the appropriate areas. I was about to say checking the pulse, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a big shrug question mark.
Yeah, it's 100% like I don't care. Ripley straight up's like, I got you. No, seriously. And she
steps back. She's like,
oh, that's not funny.
And she's like, and Failure says I have no sense of humor. She spins in the chair and like not spins gleefully. She just like rotates in the chair. We're gonna die. No, she rotates around and like takes the black box and slowly, dramatically turns back around. She like slowly.
Swear to God, if this is like a gold box that's painted black, I will not be stopped from killing every single Warforged QP and the next black box.
It's gonna be the hallway scene from Daredevil, trying to run away from Daredevil instead of going towards him.
It's the scene in Kill Bill with the Crazy 88 where Esme just kills all of them in a room.
Okay, wait. So you know the truth. You know everything.
She looks Isidora in the eyes and she was like, I was there, Isidora.
Yes, no, I know you were there, but I met other people who were there and they don't remember.
Yes.
No, I think... Wait, hold on. Do you mean you're from space?
No, Ripley was here during the war. So was Carlos. So was other people.
But they've forgotten.
Sorry, everyone's phone.
Yeah, sorry.
What?
Okay, we'll go down the chat. So we have Coda first. Coda, what did you say?
I just said, but the rest have forgotten.
Okay, cool. Esme, what did you say?
I just said, oh yeah, they were also there. Like it wasn't important.
What? Why didn't someone?
Thanks.
Yeah, no, that's cool. She was like, I was there, Esme. Or Isidora. When Yuria fell, I was there. And she slides the box forward onto the table and she's like, touch it. Together.
Darren, is this a box of a dead god? Because I don't really want to touch it anymore.
I mean, why don't you just make up your own mind and assumptions, buddy?
I touched the box!
Yeah, touch the box.
I touched the box!
Cool, 1 sec, guys.
Oh god!
Everyone make a whiz save. You take 72 damage.
You're all dead.
I swear to God, if this has like spring-loaded snakes,
It's just gonna, yeah.
I'm gonna kill someone.
It's cardboard. It's an empty box.
The entire
She's put some of
away.
that like burglar paint on it, so we can never wash our hands. It sticks on us forever. Yeah, like a dye thing.
Right, so you all unanimously together, almost in perfect synchronization, boop the box. You feel fine. There's kind of a haze in your head, kind of like, if you, like a head rush, you stood up too quick from your chair, your bed, what have you. Your eyes kind of glaze over a smidge, and you hear the roars of your commanding officer. He's like, come on, they're nearly here. And you open your locker. You're opening your locker, and you're pulling out your swords. And when you close the locker, you see your reflection, your nice metal Warforged face. And your commanding officer is like yelling at all of you, all the last remaining troops in the final days of Yuria, to get to their front lines, because this is it. This is the last push. We gotta hold them. We gotta defend. We gotta defend them. They're absolutely bellowing you guys. They're kind of like, do you maggots want to live forever? That macho U.S. Army bullshit. And like you guys are running down the steps, and Esme, you're ordered to go to the left. Like, go watch the left, and it flashes. You go black. The last thing you see is what looks like the bolt off a ballista flies through the air, and the last like millisecond of your recording, so to speak, is it piercing through your chest, and you don't know what happens. Your eyes shift to someone else. You don't realize, but it's what Coda's seeing. And Coda, you jump down into the trench as you always do. You have your bow and arrow, as you always do. You're a hell of a shot, kid. You take aim, and there's a bright red flash. Nothing. Isidora, you're all in Isidora's eyes. I just realized Risbit's not seeing this, so I'm going to say he is, because
Yeah,
he's in full Final Fantasy NPC mode. Because oh boy. Anyway, moving on. So everyone's going to jump eye-jacking. So yeah, Isidora, you're, from what you can tell, you're bolstering up shields with your brethren, your comrades in arms.
Is there anyone I recognize?
No.
Okay.
And they're all just like snot-nosed rookie kids, so to speak, in plate armor, and they're all terrified, and their shields are shaking. And again, there is you seem to be in the inside of like a cave, a gargantuan cave, like someone took a mountain and hollowed out the middle. Just straight up was like, yeah, it's again, you're all around you is the city you know to be Yuria, and you're terrified. It's like, this is it. Like, it's like, oh fuck, am I gonna die? That's the last thing that goes through your head. You see the walls. It seems like the walls of the literal mountain that encase your home crack, and debris starts to fall, and there's a bright red light, and we're in Risbit's eyes now. And he's trying to drag someone to safety. There's just like, beams of like, fire bolts and ray of frosts and fireballs, and magic going from left, right side, arrows. People are screaming. You hear the clashing of steel, and his friends, there, and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay, man. We're gonna get." And again, there's bright lights, and we see like nothingness for a second, and then you see like an out of body experience. You see the inside of a cathedral, not like the cathedral you're in. It looks like a place of worship. To like the sigils on the wall are kind of muddy and blurry. You can't quite make them out. It's that kind of like, if you concentrate on them, it hurts your head. And if you look away, they seem concrete. So you're like, what does that say? And when you look at it, it kind of blurs again. Like, if you check a clock in a dream, that kind of thing. It's constantly switching. You cannot show up. But you hear the echoes of like that kind of like breath echo throughout the wall. And you see 4 figures. You see Carla, Morrison, Ripley, and an unidentified Warforged that seems to be in like some sort of like robes and an elaborate piece of maybe armor. You're not entirely sure. Like, you yourselves aren't sure, but part of you knows what it is due to the fact that you're like kind of like eye-jacking like this kind of like dream or memory. You're not too sure. And they seem to have like a staff, a really nice gold and nice polished staff that has the 3 cog symbol of the machine god, and these cogs are spinning wildly. And you hear like it's it to be binary, but it's like you guys can understand it. And Morrison turns and he's like, they're at the gates. I don't think we can hold them. Carla's like, don't give up faith. We can do this. We'll do this. And the 4th figure, who you guys don't know the name of, is like, it's been done. It's locked. And Ripley's like, so you're sure? Like, they're safe. And the 4th figure kind of nods.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Is the voice of the 4th figure familiar?
No, it's 100% unknown. It's like almost
right.
alien to you guys. No, that's good. Yeah, the 4th figure, you're not too sure. But Carla looks at Morrison, who nods, and everyone's kind of like, okay. And the 4th figure produces a cube. It's slightly bigger than the 4 cubes you've been asked to look for. And they're like, okay, you know what to do. And they all nod, and they all kind of like hold a side of it each. And they're whispering some incantation. You're not too sure. It seems to be like you'd know it to be some sort of prayer in binary, kind of just like a worship. Like watch over these souls. It's just like not a standard prayer, but it seems to be sort of like a calming. Like we're doing this because we have to kind of thing. It seems more like a mantra to calm themselves more so than their prayer actually. Something like almost like they're convincing themselves. And you see like edges of this thing start to like crack and it splits. And you see they kind of like are holding it, like clearly trying to hold it in place. Their hands are trembling as like they each have one of these cubes. And it whizzes off. Like all four of them just shoot off in different directions, like shatter through the walls. Like they pierce the side of the mountains kind of thing. Like not leaving like a gargantuan hole. It's almost like it just phases through but leaves a hole kind of thing. Like it's not exploding or reactionary. It's just like clipping through but slicing perfectly. And they go off. And the walls quake and people are screaming and whatnot. And Ripley is like, okay, we did it. We got fail safe out. We're good. And they all kind of like, what to do when this is all over. It's like, get them, bring them back, wake us all up. That's the 4 of our up. That's the 4 of our like mission. And they all nod, and Carla and Morrison are like, okay, we'll push here. And Ripley's like, okay, I'll go reinforce the troops, kind of thing. And the memory starts to go hazy. You got like the next thing you see is Ripley like running through one of the buildings of the city. We seem to be following Ripley the most, and she kind of jumps down through a building, and you see she's kind of in like a think World War II trench, that kind of like half hovel kind of thing. She's like it's really, she has to crouch down kind of thing. It's hastily made, and she's crawling through and like her internal engine / heart is like clicking instead of pumping hard. It's deafening to her, and she's like freaking out. She's like, as a comment, like the walls are like rattling and breaking, and dust and dirt are like hitting her in the face, and she's brushing it away. And like the smell of fresh soil hits her nose, and she can kind of see a light in the distance. She's crawling through this like kind of foxhole-y thing for a while, like not kind of like crouched running through this trench / foxhole thing for a while. And as she gets closer and closer, the sounds of battle get louder and louder and louder and louder. And she gets towards this light, and it's getting louder and louder. And she sees like a sentry, like a soldier, Warforged uniforms. Instantly, you recognize it. And she runs up and pats him on the shoulder. Is like, "How are we doing?" And the individual doesn't respond. And when she kind of like presses her on the shoulder, this shoulder of this soldier, he kind of lumps back against the wall, deceased. A spear or of some kind of has pinned him to the wall. And she's like as much as Ripley's headstrong, like she kind of like takes a step back, and you can see she is horrified. Like she's kind of like, the fear is kind of really starting to take hold of her now, and like she kind of picks up a sword kind of thing, and she's like running through the trenches kind of thing, and like you can hear Warforged dying left, right, and center. You can hear humanoids like as well screaming and fighting. And it seems to be like not 50-50, but you can certainly hear them losing numbers. There's explosions, and Ripley crawls up over the trench, kind of like, this is it, we're gonna have to lead the charge. And she's like, come on. And when she runs forward, that's when you see purple robed figures, and figures in kind of essentially the same uniform that you guys would know the Hand as, but it doesn't have a lot of the kind of gold trimmings and the kind of bronzy gold hand sigil that signifies it, but it seems to be kind of like a similar enough uniform from back in the day kind of thing. And they're just walking forward like nobody's business. And behind them is this gargantuan, smoky, inky eye. And it is just looking like left all over, constantly shifting, like completely erratic. And it's just these bright beams of red energy are just like, it's kind of like almost like, pinpoint, like boom, 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 boom. And it's just blowing and just like desecrating everything around. And they are just walking. They're like essentially like escorting this thing without any issue. Some of the mages have kind of like magical shield barriers up, and some of the kind of more soldiery types have their big like tower shields. And they're just walking forward, nothing too much. Just like, oh shit, there's an arrow, and they kind of raise the shield, and it dinks off it, and they're kind of like, oh, him. And the eye just goes boom. And you see several of these purple robed figures, like they've got their hoods all the way up. These robes are really like exaggerated, really big, droopy, heavy cloth. Kind of weird sigils. Again, you can't quite make them out because they're in the distance. It's like, as much as you're kind of like third person looking at Ripley, like it kind of zooms in kind of thing, as if like if the box is trying to show you But its memory's fuzzy. Like this thing's memory's fuzzy, and you can't quite see the sigils right. But they seem to be like tethered to it. It's almost like they're like it's on a leash. But there's like 5 or 6 of these mages, like their hands are trembling. All these runes are going crazy, and you can kind of almost hear like they're in pain, but they're kind of like they march on, they don't care. And Ripley is kind of like stands as if like, and like you can see they're like marching towards the side of like they're kind of going through like the mountain walls, like they're kind of like fighting their way through. And Ripley knows, the box knows that like only a couple of 100 feet beyond whatever wall they're approaching is the kind of weird place of worship, the building, the cathedral that seems to house this vault, perhaps. The way the others were speaking about earlier kind of implies that it was directly underneath them. You're not entirely sure. It's kind of hazy. But yeah, you guys see Ripley stand, and she goes to charge, and the eye just turns and boom, shoots, and like it's like shell shock. Ripley goes flying. Everything goes dark. Ripley awakens, and she's buried essentially under loads of debris, like vines, like dirt, rocks, like almost like half the mountains came down on her. From her lower, from just behind her back, kind of like just underneath her shoulder blades, her right arm is free, and she's like trying to claw out. And she looks up, and when she looks up, you see that all the Warforged that seem to remain, at least that were once in the city, are just walking behind this eye in perfect, docile, submissive nature. They've got their hands like kind of clasped together, like if they were in irons. There's kind of a soft glow. It seems to be more like a magical manacle more so than a physical, and they are all just walking in perfect unison. And like Ripley just spies the tail end of this eye walking away as if it's leading them now on a leash. And there's just like it's a straight up an army that they have docile. Like it's easily like you instantly recognize it as like the population of Warforged that more than likely inhabit Yuria, like that kind of numbers. And Ripley sees Morrison and Carla, and they like the second she sees the two of them in bounds, she like starts screaming like an animal, like a wild animal, completely uncontrollable. She's like trying to get out. She's like scratching into the dirt, and she is just screaming with all her might, and no one can hear her. And as the more she screams, the more like her engine starts to slowly take over, and like she realizes like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. And like she's just like, if Warforged could cry from pure fury, she would. Like there's oil going over her, and after a while, like the last thing she sees is like the closing eyelids, and her hands like like contorted in such an angry manner, and it just goes dark. And then nothing, darkness, silence. And then her eyes open. But she can't move her arms, she can't move her body. There's something in her, like partial of her view, and it's a vine. It seems to be quite a number of years. Like the earth itself has grown over her. And there seems to be some sort of, like, it's essentially holding her in place. And like her eye is looking around like oh my God. And she's just like trying her best to get free. And she's like trying to break this vine that's around her arm. She just can't. And when she's kind of just like, oh really, I'm like, she starts like like cursing the machine god, like you bring me back just to show that I can't move, that kind of thing. How fucking cruel are you? Like, she goes ballistic. And then she sees a pair of phantasmal pink feet in her field of view. Her eye cocks up, and there is like a phantom Ripley standing over her, and it kind of smiles and bends down and starts to undo the vine as best as can, and she like rips her arm free, and she kind of like snatches at it, and they kind of like step back kind of silently, like they wave their hands like I'm friendly, and they go back and slowly, and she's still like going at it, but they kind of just like, well, no matter what I do, she's going to probably do that. And they start to pull the vines off and start to move the blocks every so often, and eventually it's like you get the impression that this takes weeks of this like spirit just slowly with all its might moving these gargantuan rocks off Ripley, these kind of like miniature boulders, and that have all accumulated around her. It takes weeks, but eventually Ripley like stands barely, like she, like the last bit of her strength is used to make herself stand upright, and yeah, she like just hobbles forward, like completely, like 3/4 of her like chassis is destroyed, crushed. Her hobble is just like, and she picks up like what looks like a quarterstaff. It could have been a spear, it could have been a halberd, who fucking knows. She picks it off the ground and kind of like props underneath her shoulder or her armpit, sorry, of the other arm, and just kind of like hobbles onto it, And the last bit of the memory we see is Ripley walking over just like this field of like corpses, and she just walks towards what looks like could potentially be a light, like leading to the outside world or upwards. You're not entirely sure, but then you snap back, and Ripley's like looking you guys dead in the eyes, and it feels like it's like only seconds have gone by, but you seem to have lived kind of like several lifetimes, that sort of thing, and experienced several years worth of existence. You okay? She says.
No.
That was an awful lot to put people through.
No, I agree. I'm not entirely sure what the cube showed you, but I hope it convinced you that our intentions are the same and we're all on the same side, and now you know why I fight and so on.
But how is it that you remember and the others don't?
I don't know. I think it's because of the eye thing, whatever that apparition is. Maybe some of its magic is in me, left over, like residue, because I survived. It seemed to have kind of hit like the area behind me and kind of blown up the area more so than vaporized me personally. Or maybe it's the cube itself that's given me like the truth. But I genuinely don't know. I've lost many nights when I can't sleep. I'm not too sure. It's kept me awake too, and I don't have an answer. They're my two theories, and I can't dwell on them too long because dwelling on such things doesn't get shit done. So I'm thankful I'm here. I'm thankful I'm aware, but yeah, it's a tough gig.
So this is your cube. This is the one that you split apart from the bigger one.
From Failsafe, yes.
And if we bring the other three back, we can open this vault.
Yes, it will form the key. It's the only way to open the vault. Unless they have, like, anti-god powers sitting on their ass, but I highly doubt it. Because Lord knows if they had, they probably would have broken into Yuria by now. And, we wouldn't be fighting this good fight. We'd probably be all in shackles. So, needless to say, they're pretty much stumped unless they get all four of these.
Okay, so one is here.
One is here.
Do we know?
You mentioned one being in somewhere.
No, that's different. That's one we got from Polaris, and I think that's not part of the failsafe. I don't think, right?
I'm not sure. I think it is, but I think it's part of the failsafe. But I don't think it's for Yuria. I think it's, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's like part of the fail. Wait, no, is that Morrison's one?
No, Morrison doesn't have one.
Well, he did in the past. He just didn't in. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we sure that's not the one
That
that
could be the
Morrison took with him? And then it somehow made its way further down south?
Like, out of character, I thought the cube that Polaris gave us was information from his library that needs to be decoded.
Yeah, no, it was.
But it is in the form of a mat cube.
Yeah, but the thing is, when we asked about it, he said it wasn't part of Mother Yuria's failsafe.
Oh, did he?
I think he did.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Can you just confirm or deny this, Darren?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not part of Yuria.
It's not, okay.
It's like the cubes seem to be kind of like a thing they can do, but they all have separate things.
So this isn't one of. But we know there's one in Nullheim.
I'm not sure if, like, out of character or out of game. I think Esme said a Lich has one. I don't think she necessarily said Nullheim, but like you would know. Like, yes,
well, Laureate
has it. Yeah, Laureate has one, and Laureate is in Nullheim. But I think just in terms of what's been said to Ripley, I think it's been said that a Lich has it more so than. Oh yeah, we know one's in Nullheim. That kind of.
The Hand doesn't have one, do they? Like the Orchestra don't have one, as far as we know.
As far as we know, no.
As far as we know.
Yeah, no. In the sense, that case of like, I don't mean that in like a sinister way. It's just in the ocean of information that has been given, that the players have to wade through constantly. It has never came up or been implied that they do.
Do we have any idea what the other two are? I just can't remember. There's so much stuff to remember.
No, that's fair. No, but you were told. I think you were told anyway. That the more of them, if you bring two together, you
Oh
know that they
yeah,
can
we'll
point
know
to
the
other.
location of the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once having one is like obviously power, but if you have two, it'll begin to be like,
Yeah,
oh,
it'll
we're
point to the
reforming.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So
Sorry,
it'll
we
be
were
like, oh
told
shit,
that.
we're doing this. Okay, cool. So this is where the other one is.
Okay.
Kind of like a compass. that
So we're
always
gonna
points to where it
kill
needs to
two
go.
birds, one stone anyway by doing Nullheim. We're gonna get the cube and bring it back, and then we'll know where the next cube is. Okay, so that's fine. We have
Yes.
that. That's not a new item on the plate. We know what we're doing there.
No,
Okay,
no,
that's
no,
fine.
no. The Nullheim one is.
We
This
knew-
is the.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah,
as well.
we knew that. Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
no,
I just
no,
forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I am aware that there is a lot of information he dumps. But yes, no, Nullheim seems to be very much, as Laura said, a two bird one stone.
Who was the Ripley? Obviously we know Carla, and we've met Morris and we've spoken to him, and obviously he doesn't remember anything. But who was the fourth person?
Morrison's alive.
Yes.
She sits back in her chair and she's like, and she kind of looks like not sad, but kind of like whoa, and she kind of grins and she's like, oh fuck, and she's like, sorry, no, what was your question? I apologize. Got lost in that memory.
Well, actually, you see, the weird thing is Morrison said that he knew Carla, but he spoke about her as though they used to be part of like some adventuring group. So even without their memories, like he still knew her. You know?
Yeah, no, she's like nodding and like her eyebrows cocked. She's like, really? She's like, that never heard of that happening. Maybe it's the cube's doing.
Perhaps
Maybe
when
there's
they
hope.
both escaped from the, well, I don't know, influence of that eye, perhaps they did travel together for a time.
Perhaps, yes. I know they knew each other back in the day. Like we all kind of did. We were all kind of like, give or take. I know they knew, like the two of them knew each other longer than I knew any of them, and I kind of joined the little band of merry men, so to speak. In like just because of climbing the ranks in Yuri and such. But that's sure that should be. We should investigate that. I'll add it to the list of things to like ponder.
I do know where he is. I just don't I don't know if like it's safe to bring him here. Do you want him here? Like, what's the story?
No, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk bringing him here because even though he might not remember, his mind might possess secrets that the hand could use. So even though he himself might not realize it, like if they delved into his mind, surely they could find out like something.
Okay.
Because again, as much as we have the cube with this cube, and you say you know the location of at least another one, which is fantastic. And where did that one originate from, by any chance? Do you know where the Lich seems to have gotten it?
Was it that? Or was it
Yeah,
the
it
desert
was.
train?
She blew up.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Arcane District.
Yeah,
She blew up a big old hole in Dagdom while we got chumped.
That's what she was doing.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Knew this.
I totally didn't, but okay.
It was never outright said. It was just heavily implied.
Oh, heavily
Yeah.
imply will not do it for me, Darren. I have to be straight up told.
Well, don't worry, because if there's one thing I can do, it's never say it, just imply it. Woo, writing. But she's like, no, that makes sense. I think Failsafe would have sent themselves to like kind of key cities because it logically makes the most sense to hide out in a populated area and hope one of us survived at least. And it seems at least 3 out of the 4 did, and that's good. Like regrettably, okay, maybe not everybody remembers. I don't think Carla remembers. I've dropped hints before, and she's like fallen ill and felt lightheaded, so I kind of don't press it. But from what I can tell, Carla doesn't remember. And Morrison doesn't seem to either. Kind of seems to have this.
He doesn't. I've tried talking to him before.
That's fair. That's cool. No, that's good. That's good. Okay, well, it's not good, but at least they're safe. That's good. No, we keep them safe. When the time is right, maybe we could even meet at like a neutral location or something that isn't the city. But getting out of the city is a pain, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, so yes, we have this cube. It seems. Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, sorry. Continue.
No,
Well,
it's just-
actually, I have a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Who's
In
the first
character.
guy?
That's
In
what I was going to
character.
ask.
Oh, sorry.
That's what
Okay,
I was
sorry.
going to ask too.
Cool. Yeah, she like sits back and she's like, "That's Salahin. He was the head of our order, our temple, our church, if you will, to Mother Yuria, and to my knowledge, he regrettably did perish in the fall of Yuria. Fall of Yuria proper, anyway.
Sorry, Darren, can you put his name in the chat?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay.
She's like, oh, don't worry. One of these days when we push forward enough, I'll show you old Yuria. It's kind of lonely these days, but it's there.
Did he have one of the pieces?
He would have been like to attach and reattach the failsafe. You need 4 individuals to like essentially activate it. So he would have been there to activate the failsafe initially, but arguably he doesn't need to be here to reactivate it. That kind of thing, like to fuse it back together.
But I mean, did he take a piece and move with it?
The pieces would have been drawn to us when we got close. Like I, as silly as this sounds, I actually found this one in Yuria in the sewers. It didn't seem to have flown away quite far. So I genuinely believe. I believe the cubes could be in major cities. Like I found this one in Yuria. You spoke of one in Dagdam. That's another major city. Potentially Orion. And
there's one in Ashalan.
There's one in Ashalan?
I have to assume. There's a big old god there, and it's always just been a place where sad things happen. There's a big old cube in Ashalan. Probably the fucking hospital.
She shook. It's a good elite as any. Like I had a theory that it could have been the cities, but again, I'm kind of preoccupied here. So. Sorry, no. I feel
once we get the one we are already going to get, it will point us to the next one. So
correct.
Find out soon.
Hopefully, yes. Godspeed on that front. But no, that's yes. I apologize for what do the skins say up top? Busting your balls, but it was the only way to know if things were legit. It's you have to understand that.
You can't be too careful with that in your position, I suppose.
I mean, I can't imagine your lich knows how to access failsafe correctly. Like failsafe got a lot of juice in them, but most people could tap in surface level. But unless this lich speaks binary and knows the intricacies of it, nobody's taking that cube off me, so it's fine. Don't want to blow up the city, but just saying it has the capacity to. But sorry, I apologize. I seem to have distracted you. This was more just to show that 100%. Like I couldn't think of any way of just simply saying, "Oh yes, I'm on your team." So
this is good to know. It means that when we get the cube we're looking for, we know where to bring it. We know what to do next.
Exactly. Although my only actually no, that's a theory. Well, my theory is that the closer we bring them together, the more just arcane juice they might produce.
Oh no, Amy says her computer's frozen.
Oh shit, really?
She just said it in Facebook.
Oh crap, cool, hold on, we can
take a break now or something, and then Amy could get her computer fixed and then we can come back.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Maybe just say it to her on Facebook.
Yeah, no, I'll throw it into the group chat.
Cool, yeah, so we take a break now?
But yeah, no,
cool, yeah, we're back
the
live
Yuria
anyway.
The Yuria you guys saw when you were defending looks completely different to the one that you guys walk around in.
Yeah, there was mention of like a mountain. I was trying to picture there's no mountains near Yuria, right? Like there's no that seemed very wrong in my head.
The implication seemed to be that Yuria was under a mountain the way Dagdam is.
I mean,
Yuria was underground.
That was the last
kind
thing
of
that was said, so by all means.
But yeah, no, just out of character, I'm assuming because she was also saying that she'll show us old Yuria some days. This Yuria is built over the Yuria she would have been fighting in, right? This isn't the Yuria she was fighting in.
Yeah, no, bingo bango.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of thing.
We can still ask that in character if people want to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure, cool. If everyone's here, let's rock and roll. Cool. Yeah. So I can't remember the exact thing. Ripley said before we broke, but she leans back in the chair and she's kind of like, "You guys have the floor," because the DM can't remember.
Before we do ask anything, what's the deal with the and she gestures to the phantom that's floating above her.
It's like, oh, you can see her?
Yeah. I have to assume because we know what the deal is with everything.
Yeah, no, that explained. Yeah, no, I had a feeling, but I didn't want to ask in case it wasn't the case. But yeah, no, I think it's, again, residue energy from that eye thing kind of two me's, me in the present and me that was trapped in the past, kind of thing.
Like, is she helpful? Does she just hang out? What does she do?
She's helpful. She's present, and I genuinely do think she's me from from back then. And you see, she kind of rubs this side of her head that wouldn't have been crushed, like in the fall, kind of thing. You see, she kind of puts her hand up, and you see a little bit of magic flushes, and you see like minor illusion drops, and you see one of her eyes is the color of the phantom, kind of thing.
Oh.
And she kind of puts her hand up to her eye again. You see that little flash of like minor illusion, and it goes back to being like, oh, this is not a reddish pinkish kind of eye. And she's like, I think it's more just like the moment was solidified. Emotions are pretty. She's like, I'm not sure if you know many sorcerers, but a lot of their magic comes from emotions, and a lot of them claim that emotions are pretty powerful conduits. So I think it was more like the cocktail of the situation I was in kind of produced, and she points to like Phantom Ripley.
Okay. Oh god, I'm sorry. It's such a relief that someone else knows.
She smiles.
Like, it's so nice
to talk freely. Yeah, no, I agree. It's a breath of fresh air. I will 100% agree.
Like, I mean, it's just the four of us, and well, I suppose I should tell you. We encountered one of the librarians that worked in Polaris's library in the Red Forest, and he's currently like in a safe location, and I think he knows what the story is, but he's also like very spacey, so I can't tell.
She nods. Okay, well, I would, again, much like Morrison, love to have a conversation with this individual when we can. I know we have pressing matters at the moment because of the mission of the next night.
Yeah,
Of course.
But no, I'll add it to the list of people I would like
He's
to talk
decoding information from Polaris.
to. Oh,
Hundreds of years worth of information.
oh.
So it could be valuable.
Oh, no, I agree. We should definitely keep this individual at whatever safe location you have. Don't explain to me. Don't tell me. She waves her hand wildly. She's like, no. No, yes, whatever safe location you seem to have this person in, cool. We'll keep them there, and we can get to them when we can get to them, kind of thing.
You should probably put one more name on that list. I don't know how to explain this without sounding crazy, so I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
We fought a member of the orchestra, and we were dragged into his mind, and we fought him in his mind, and we went through his memories, and like your memories, we saw a battlefield, and in these memories, a disembodied Warforged hand started talking to me, and then when we killed the member of the orchestra and came out of his head, I brought the hand with me, and then I found a body for a hand, and he couldn't remember his name, so I named him Doc, and he was a foot soldier for Shaylin. He was a medic for Shaylin, right?
Yep.
And obviously he also remembers everything and exists in the world.
That does sound insane when you say it out loud.
Ripley nods, and she's like, okay, right.
Also, he remembers you, and he's not thrilled about what you guys did, but it's cool. Don't worry about it.
She shrugs and like, fuck him. Literally, she's just like, oh no, a rando doesn't like me. She's like, well, we're just going to chalk that person up to one more to add to that neutral meeting point conversation.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to keep you much longer. I know we have things to do, and now is a good time to do it. No. I was just wondering. I know you mentioned old Yuria. You mean there's a Yuria? There's another underneath this Yuria.
She nods. Yeah, she's directly down.
The one we saw in your memories.
Yeah, no. To add insult to injury, the bastards that killed us decided, hey, let's just build a better version of their city on top of the old one that's littered with the dead. That's deadly. So
It's all still down here.
In theory, yes, unless they've excavated or destroyed it, but I don't see why they'd bother. It's just removing things from a hollow cavern that's beneath the earth. So,
And that's where your vault is, and
yeah, the center of Yuria proper.
And they have no idea where it is.
Yes. Well, if they blew us up once there, they probably know where it is, but it might not be common knowledge because that was quite some time ago. But maybe the higher ups do, or it's at least sealed away somewhere. But I don't know. It's I don't see what need they'd have for an underground city that they've built. She air quotes better city on top of. Too many Yurias in the kitchen. And she's like, yeah, no. And then there's a knock at the door. And you see a brightly colored face like peer behind the door.
It's
like, it's just like that. It's like, me and the boys are getting a bit antsy. Are we blowing something up or what?
Yes. Yes. I look at the other kind of like, yes.
Radar, we gotta go blow up some goddamn bakeries!
Yeah, y'all finished playing generals and commanders and war here like a bunch of wee babbies.
So, anyways, Ripley, we have this list. Well, we got this list out of the
You hear like footsteps and like right over Izzy's shoulder. He's like, "What list?"
you read the list. You back off. You saw that list.
That's what I read it. He walks out. She's like, close the door, failure.
Essentially, it's a list of people who are working like with or for the Hand and doing like shitty things for them, and that's how we found out who your spy was. And basically, while things are still chaotic topside, we want to see if we can, do something about some of them at least.
Coda takes out his notebook and lists them all in detail again. He's done this spiel 6 times now. You're just really used to him doing the whole over detailed spiel of here's all the things that they do.
Through the door, you can just sounds like he's rehearsed that corridor, didn't it?
Definitely haven't.
Ripley's just like, yes, okay, right. So which one? Okay, Phalor is going to the baker. And he's like, oh, he's like, okay, the Firebirds will take the baker. Where are you going else?
Well,
I think the most I can dispatch is an extra team, so that'll be one more name off the list. But at the moment, a lot of our teams haven't checked in, and usually when they don't check in,
we don't we're grateful for the help, but we know you guys obviously.
No, I understand, but I do agree we should strike while the iron's hot and knock some names off.
Can I ask this?
You really make them bleed. Yes?
Sorry, this Kazura ace den, this backdoor safe house. This isn't to do with your resistance, is it?
And she looks at when you say the name, she's like, the name rings a bell. I don't. And she's like, hold on. And she's like, wait here, I'll be back in 2 seconds. You guys just ready yourselves. And she's like, actually, and when she walks to the door, she's like, actually, just come with me. I don't know why I'm keeping you here. And
okay.
And she kind of you see she kind of shoes with her hand, and you see Phantom Ripley just kind of gingerly, just carefree, swims as if she's underwater over and picks the cube up and puts it back in its pedestal. And zips towards her. Oh. And she's like, Belle! And when you guys walk out, literally arms folded like a generic anime character behind the door when you guys storm out his Phalor. It's like, oh, what are we doing? And he's just kind of walks in steps with everybody. And she's just like, and she runs away and she's like, Bill, do we know a Kazura Aitzen or whatever how you pronounce that surname? That person. And Bill is like, wasn't he one of our spies years ago when he went MIA and we assumed he died? And she was like, that's where, oh yeah, he's probably dead. We should clear that up.
Well, not according to this list.
That is
to this
worrying.
List, according to this list, they want him dead as soon as possible.
Yes, but not dead. Would it be an advantage to you if we dealt with that one first? If we got him back and up and running?
No. Fuck that. If he swaps sides, I'm getting that one. Well, not me personally.
Oh, you think?
Team.
Okay. I thought. Oh. Right.
Well, I mean, if he was a spy for us, then he was recorded dead, and that thing saying he's not. I mean, what else would there, kind of be?
Well, we can keep an ear out anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. So where are you going? Everyone kind of, it's very much that like pick your quest kind of like dialogue jumps up on the game.
Like, out of character, what do we think is like worth dealing with the most immediately?
It'd be nice to do the clerics because we could probably knock them both out, potentially the Fisher guy and the Merrick Reddies.
Yeah.
And then your man's gonna deal with Broom, and then so our other options are Durana, Tinklefoot.
We need to like point him exactly at what building.
Yeah, otherwise he's just gonna bomb any bakery. Like, he just wants to blow something up. So our other options are Durana, Tinklefoot, or Sebek Noncha. So between that and the clerics, which ones do you guys want to do?
Sebek and Durana are more not passive, but like they're like she manages warehouses.
Yeah.
Sebek is like a merchant, that kind of thing.
But he's got a
I
big
think
the
the clerics
cache
are-
of dormant weapons and tech as well. So
I know.
that's Sebek
Why don't we go and take his tech?
for the resistance.
Let's take Sebek's tech.
Sebek's
We'll
tech.
take it for the resistance. Let's go and do that.
Okay.
And by that I mean let's kill him and then steal his stuff.
Yeah, I can do that.
Darren, sorry, I just probably not, but like, just would I know this dude? Like, have I ever heard that name? Just having lived in the merchant district all my life.
It's your father!
You've never heard that it could be a fake name that he's
Right. Okay.
been using when you were on that kind of.
Am I familiar with any kind of like dragonborn merchants? Wait, he was a dragonborn, right?
Yeah.
She.
Yes.
She.
No. She, I believe. Yes. She was a merchant. Dragonborn merchants aren't rare. Like Dragonborn.
Not rare. Okay, cool.
Like,
so
yeah,
nothing
no,
comes
no,
to
no,
mind
no,
instantly.
no,
Like,
no,
oh,
no.
it's definitely this guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. There'll be enough Dragonborn in the city to kind of like they seem to kind of hang out in the rich district. Well, Dragonborn do well. Seems like all the families are very high up.
Okay, so we know. Like, we don't know where for certain where he is.
No, you do not. You would know places that essentially wouldn't require snooping. The head like triage center in the city, where the clerics would be. The gnomes, basically, the gnome, the Dragonborn lady, Chebek, they would probably require snooping around because chances are these are their real names, not their shopfront names.
Right.
That kind of thing. Not that that's like the DM kind of like just giving info. It's like your characters would probably assume that this is their real names, and they're more than likely using fake names if they're like saboteurs and like influencers.
So the ones that we could like knock out immediately would be more the clerics rather than the merchants.
the clerics, Fisher, because
we know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas these
yeah,
guys
yeah.
would take some time to figure it out.
Yeah, the clerics and Fisher and such seem to be very and Broom, like you know the name. I can't remember. I don't remember giving a name, but like it's a case of the names in the document kind of thing. They would they kind of seem to be at their own locations. They don't have to like
Yeah.
influence anyone. It's just like, oh, my brother's sick, and Fisher seems to be kind of just working away in her little lab, just creating a pain in the ass for everybody, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Like it's essentially like, I'm not saying like you guys can't do the other. It's just in terms of like if you guys wanted to go directly somewhere, you're more than likely able to get to the clerics or Fisher first. The others
Let's go
would
kill the
probably-
clerics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's kill the clerics!
Rock and roll, yeah. So, like, I'm gonna say you guys take some time explaining in great detail to the Firebirds where exactly the bakeries are. And there's definitely like a really short Warforged that like would probably pass as a Warforged. And I was like, why can't we just blow them all up? And Fader's like, we've talked about this. You can't just be blowing up any building. And he's like, oh, why not? Every building's
Just
got to
the
go boom.
bakeries. I'm pretty okay with that.
Like they're all just like, yeah, I never really liked bakeries. Like, fuck them. Stuff like I can enjoy them.
One of
I know,
the
there's a lot
many
of
women
nice
I've
bakers
loved
in-
worked in a bakery in this town, and now she's dead. So
She
I
did,
think we should
yeah.
blow it up in her honor. Blow it up
She
in her
did.
honor. Blow up all the
I
bakeries.
vote
Fedor.
against. I hard pass on blowing up all the bakeries.
That's a great note to have, but you don't have a vote. Bam!
Don't worry, Mr. Tiefling Man. We'll only blow up brooms because fuck broom.
Just the bakeries. I'm pretty okay with that.
I'm gonna say you guys take some time explaining in great detail to the Firebirds where exactly the bakeries are. And there's definitely like a really short Warforged that like would probably pass as a Warforged. And I was like, why can't we just blow them all up? And Fader's like, we've talked about this. Every building's got to go boom. Stuff like I can enjoy them.
One of the
Like,
many women I've
One of
loved
the-
worked in a bakery in this town, and now she's dead. So
She
I
did,
think we
yeah.
should blow it up in her honor.
Good luck and be careful.
Hi, same to you.
Have fun. Don't stay out too late. The cops are probably going to want to like beat your ass to death.
Mhm.
Watch the skies. We'll put on a light show.
I'm sick of those.
Firebird etiquette. You can only blow it up if it's all in unison. Presentations half the battle, you know.
No, it isn't. That is, you are incorrect.
Most of the battle.
Goodbye,
Failure-
Failure.
I don't know. I think there's
Failure
something
is-
to be said for presentation.
Failure
I like
is
it.
Shut the hell up,
insulting
Coda.
at the concept. He's like, you. It's aesthetic first, Esme.
Look, aesthetic first led to this, as she points to Coda, young man sacrificing his extended life period to be red. So
It's
no,
true.
Well, that
aesthetic not
wasn't the
first.
goal. I didn't just want to be red. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, there you got a mortal lifespan, punk. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
No, Coda's right. It wasn't just about being red. It was about getting horns and a tail too.
It was about being the center of attention. We get it. Like, you had two siblings. Like, oh, I must be the center of attention now, and you're still not.
Girl, yes, but you don't know what that feels like.
If this was a dream, Failure
I
would
know
be
what it's like to be the center of attention, because I always am.
Uh-huh.
Failure is just like with a psychiatrist notebook and a couch suddenly beside you. There's a lot of unresolved issues in this party. You just wanna
Yeah,
sit
my
and talk.
main unresolved issue is why aren't you blowing up bakeries? You're busy chatting, Failure. Calm down.
Better not
Wait,
get me fucking started.
waiting on the bombs. He gestures to like a load of Warforged just like throwing chemicals together. He's like, it's like, you think this is done overnight? It takes several minutes. 5 whole minutes actually. Do you have? No, I don't think you do in 5 minutes. No. He walks off insulted.
Bye, good luck, don't die.
It's like, no, I should be grand. And when he's like, be grand, all the other Firebirds hunched over the cardboard cutout Semtex. They're like, be grand.
Are they all like the same person?
They all just have the same mentality. Just like,
I
fuck it,
love
it'll
them.
be
I
grand.
love them all, and I hope they do very well tonight. Anyway, let's go kill some clerics.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, essentially.
I'm gonna
like,
just like reload my gun and make sure it's not jammed or anything, because I can't remember where we left off. So I'm just gonna do all that stuff before we leave.
That's fair. Essentially, after Risbeth got the brain vision, he felt woozy
lie
again
down.
and has to go lie down. Like, Failur's just like walking and talking with him. He's like, that's a nice sword. Do you know what else was a sword? A bomb. And it's just a case of like Risbeth's like, his eyes are just like, don't leave me. Yeah.
Just mouthing,
The-
I'm sorry.
Just hello, darkness, mother. So yeah, you guys are essentially like, when you're asked, are you ready to go? Like, one of the Warforged is like, oh, Elric Ripley's like, okay, one of my best scouts will lead you to like as close as we can get you
It's
to
just
like.
failure again.
It's Pirates and Adventure with scientists, but he just has a really bad mustache on. And he's like, don't worry, it's just me, Failure. And it's like, we know it was Failure.
It's just suspiciously bearded
No.
Warforged.
It is actually her most competent scout, but Pharaoh like elbows him aside.
Thank you, surprisingly courteous. I love that film.
It's
Anyway,
a great film. Anyway.
So yeah, you guys are ready to go topside. Essentially, you guys have had the a short rest. I know Esme didn't take the treatment, whatever the fuck, but you can roll hit die, Neil, if you want. It's a case of you guys have had a short rest. You've been taking it easy as a chat. Worked over, you guys were given kind of like Coda wouldn't because I'm a caster, but do you know what arcane recovery is for the wizards? On a short rest, so I can't remember how many spells you use, but you can get back like one spell equal to like half your level or lower.
Okay.
But you have that, like you have so what are you guys 9?
Yeah.
So you would have like you can get back 1 4, like 2 2s or like 4 1s, that kind of
Yeah, okay.
just just for the sake of like going forward, they have magical Warforged juice. But yeah,
It's
so
just
you
oil. We're
guys-
just drinking oil.
Oh yeah, it's straight up that scene where Bender's like, "You guys like rocks, right?" No, they're sautéed in a little mud. So you guys are going to the clerics.
They're
Remind me real
Gretties.
quick. Yeah, cool. Right.
I have very little on them. They're just elves clerics on the street working for Fisher, right? They're kind of the street clerics.
Yeah, you know that it's a case of that was like the TLDR, but the file would point you towards the rich district, and an old building renovated into the Hand of Yuria will see to the rich now. That kind of thing. It's where the rich people go to get healed. That kind of thing. Well, not get healed. They think they're sick, but they're the rich. So yeah, you guys are essentially led through tunnels and through pipes. The scout's not that talkative. He's kind of just because again, this individual seems to only speak binary, but I'm assuming this minor chit chat they have is I'd imagine translates. And it's kind of just I've been in the resistance for quite some time. Thanks for helping us, kind of thing. Just he's not an asshole or anything. He's just kind of you helped us out. We're grateful. I hope this mission you're going on now. Please don't tell me any details on the off chance that for some reason I am captured. That kind of thing. I hope it goes well. So yeah, you guys come out. Just underneath, just here at the Bank of Yuria. Oh, actually, sorry, my mistake. Wrong side. You come out this side of the Bank of Yuria. Please hold.
Everything's on fire. Why did my map
the map went away.
Ooh.
No, that sounds also
Skyward
problematic.
staircase. Is that that's where the big explosion happened? Is it still hanging
Correct.
in the sky? Like all the bits of debris and everything?
I will tell you now. So when you guys climb up and essentially the scout lets you guys forward and seals all the doors behind you, kind of thing. And he departs. He doesn't see you.
I don't think I'm a little bit.
It's a case of you guys are in Yuria now, the pleasantries. It's all very automatic. When you climb up, you see it. The beam of energy that still kind of radiates towards the sky. It's many years from now, people will ponder who struck first, the resistance, the hand, who knows? What caused it? No. At the current time, probably nobody will know. But what will remain is this kind of faint shaft of energy that the light never quite seems to dim, even at the darkest of nights. As your eyes followed upwards to the heavens, you notice that it's almost like it's pierced and scarred the sky. Directly above that area, the sky seems just a different shade of blue during the day and a different shade of dark black at night. Clouds almost seem to avoid it. Debris hangs as if gravity does not. Throughout the years, it will become a fabled legend, not a fabled legend, but a almost kind of a nursery kind of game for kids to try and climb up it. Because apparently, at the right time of day, the debris aligns and it almost looks like a staircase that you kind of have to half climb up. Regretfully, no one ever makes it to the top. People maybe get a quarter up, they fall. They'd get a twisted ankle, maybe nothing too crazy, but no one's ever made it to the top. Throughout the years, people will start to murmur that, hey, at night when the lights kind of faded, and it's out of the corner of your eye, you can almost see what looks like shapes of people looking back at you. But when you look at them, they're not there. The pipes and the ceilings, the walls, the ground around the area, people swear if it gets quiet enough and you listen, you can hear dwarves speaking. Weird. But all will know that the skyward staircase appeared and never seems to have any indication of ever leaving. But yeah, that's what you guys see.
Sick.
Approximately, this is so cool. Approximately how big is this?
This looks like the entire campus of IDT.
Okay.
That entire area of really soft light and debris hanging in the air as if gravity didn't affect it.
Cool.
But when people go there, gravity affects them. If you were to go there and
Right.
throw a rock, gravity has control. It's just this debris of the warehouse, of the buildings, that's not there. There's a bit of shrapnel too from an odd casing that no one, more than likely, those of you that were there that night will know what it held. But its true use will be lost to time.
So cool.
Okay.
May I have a stealth check if we're going about it quietly?
I assume we are because Risbit's not here. So
Risbit is not here.
Let's do it.
yeah.
Oh no, I just because again it's nighttime, it's the middle of the night, curfew is in effect, so I just assumed people would be going quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, Coda. Now I'm
Nice, Amy.
now
Well
I'm the
done.
worst at stealth.
Come on, Esme, break 30.
You did
I think
before, didn't you?
Esme straight up has the potential. Isn't she? Like,
I think she had
15?
31 last time or something. She had something
Something like
crazy.
that.
high.
Yeah, crazy. Hey, it's not
Plus
30. but it's still
13
good.
is insane.
The city is alive with the sound of people rushing towards this because it just appeared.
Is it just like Hand of Yuria?
It seems to be. You can hear the towers are speaking. They're playing automated messages that round off in, I was supposed to say English, Common, Elven, and Dwarven, and Draconic. Essentially, it's like, citizens of Yuria, there has been a terrorist attack by the resistance. Stay indoors. This is for your protection. It's just kind of over and over again. The towers are saying this with kind of that robotic kind of ICM kind of throat speaking. But yeah, it's a case of like everyone seems to be all centered around the staircase, so they're freaking the frick out. Like, so essentially, you guys can, you are clever, you are smart, you know what you're doing when it comes to being sneaky. You take your time. It takes you a while. It takes you about maybe like 45 minutes of like ducking in, ducking out, ducking in. You're fine. It just takes a while to get to your location. But after some time, between Esme and Coda's navigation of knowing the rich district having grown up there, you guys can see like a large building. Perhaps it was like a kind of a large stationery shop. It's quite large, maybe kind of half warehouse, half storefront. You can't quite remember what it was used for. It's almost like you get that same kind of tickling sensation of like familiar yet alien, that kind of thing. This building, you're not too sure. It's weird. You get the heebie-jeebies looking at it, but as you do. But you see like signs again written in those 4 languages, probably in Halfling and Gnomish, Gnomish, as well, because like a variety of people live up here. Kind of like healing only like 100 gold each, that kind of thing. Like, it's all very like the rich people can pay this shit. But it's like, come on in. The doors are closed. There's soft lights coming from some of the back. You can see one of the windows at the top. The light source seems coming at the very back, kind of it was a long room. But there seems to be like a light on. The doors are shut because it's in the middle of the night and they're law-abiding citizens. So the doors are closed. But there seems to be a light on up top anyway. It's 3 stories, kind of like a large building. Kind of ground floor, middle floor, or ground floor, first floor, and a second floor. Second floor kind of looks more like maybe a loft. Kind of like a lowered roof kind of thing, like just maybe hitting the 6 foot like mark, that kind of thing.
I'll just kind of quietly into the ring, just kind of say like, what's our approach? Are we just going in weapons drawn, or are we going to try and ask them about Fisher?
Ask what? Say it again.
Ask them about Fisher, the doctor.
I mean, we only need one of them alive to do that.
But I mean, like, are we just gonna go in and like start hitting or what?
Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the resistance.
Yeah.
Hold on. Esme wants to try and climb up and get a better look at that window up above.
Yeah.
See what we can see inside.
I'll keep an eye out on the ground, just to keep an eye for patrols or watchers.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. All right, guys, perception checks from the both of you. Esme, a athletics check to climb, friendo.
Oh, come on.
Acrobatics to bounce.
Yeah.
Sick flips.
You sick flip up. You catch onto the ledge. The light is a smidge above you. Does Esme climb?
She will climb to peek in and see what she sees.
Athletics check. Izzy, you can't quite see anything. Nothing's really jumping out at you. What's happening? Oh, sweet. Well done, Esme. As Esme climbs, Coda, you spy a patrol, and you're like, guys, get like into the ring. Sorry, you're like, watch out. So like, Esme kind of climbs, holds still, quietly. Again, like they have no reason to look up, that kind of thing. Coda and Izzy, you guys successfully seeing them coming a mile off with Izzy or Coda's eyes, you just duck in, and when they walk past, you kind of step back out and can see Esme, who has resumed climbing. Esme, can I have a perception check, please? Because you've dark vision, don't you?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, no, that's fine. Fine. It's more a case of just like a standard perception check then to just like take in what's in the room because it's peeking over. So it's a case of like I must check.
Darren, can I just ask, from wherever we are, can we see the staircase?
Yes. This thing goes up quite high. It doesn't rival the towers by any mean, but it is certainly taller than any other building in the area.
I was saying, like, because you couldn't see this from, like, Dagdom or something. Oh, yeah, okay, they're in a mountain.
No,
but, like, Orion couldn't see this or anything. No, okay.
No. Dark vision is great. But yes, Esme, you peek in. It seems to be kind of like a bedroom. There seems to be two really nice beds. Both have like kind of like from the glow off the light, they seem to be like silk sheets, very large. Two separate single beds. Staircases, bookcases, bloody hell brain. Bookcases line the walls. There seems to be kind of apparatuses and odd materials. There is an individual. They seem to be like from their posture, just from eye glance, they kind of look like they're reading, perhaps, maybe sipping. Like there's a bottle of wine to their left, a candle on a little table, and there's already two books stacked, and they're kind of like they're facing away. They have their armchair kind of like, or the chair they're slouching in, facing away from you, so they're kind of facing like away. But they seem to be kind of like leaning on one arm, kind of thing, maybe off to the side. You kind of get the vibe that perhaps they're reading. You're not 100% sure.
Can I get a sense of what like race this person is? Or is it an elf?
Yeah, no. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. They have long hair and seem to be in robes of sorts. They definitely have a robish kind of thing on. Long hair, kind of loosely just draped down over their shoulder blades, and they have long ears that you would know to be associated with elves.
Can I attempt a religion check to identify if those are religious robes, or does it look like a...
Yeah, cool. Give me a religion check, buddy. Oh, Esme. Oh, nice. Esme, you kind of narrow in your vision because this room is certainly not longer than 60 feet. You narrow your eyes in on the sigil that's on the armband, and it shimmers, it shifts. If this were any other day, you might get a nosebleed, but you get a weird tingle in your ears. And you see the sigil for what it actually is, not the Lord of Justice Bahamut that they claim to be. You see a you can't see the colors. You don't see the color. You can't see the color.
Oh
but
no,
it
not a
seems to be
sweat.
it's the most evil of people. But it looks like a weird, really, really, really like kind of like lots of lines spiral with little spirals coming out from it. There seems to be, you can see the shades of grey indicating that it's certainly colourful, but it's just at the edge of the light, so it's more your dark vision's picking it up more so than your the candle light. But you can see swirls, and like even with that, with the kind of weird magic dispelling the glimmer, that was more than likely you would know now with the fuzzy ears, nosebleed. If you had a thingy, that it's the orchestra seem to have like hidden what the actual thing is.
Good. Esme says into the ring, yes, it's one of them. Well,
if there's one
this
of
is
them,
going one
do
way.
you want to take this one out and then look for the other, or do you want to try and get information out of this one?
I mean, I have a weird feeling that this isn't going to go the way I think it's going to go, but I'm going to shoot this one in the back.
Should we wait till we're in position? Should we come up there? Or...
What's the fastest way for you guys to get up here?
I have a grappling hook.
You have a rope.
Esme, I don't mean to ruin fun, but it's more a case of like, what would Esme see, like would process in her brain? She's holding onto a ledge. The window was not open. You're peering through glass.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was that it was.
No. Sorry, you could see through the glass. My apologies. I more than likely misspoke. You're holding onto a ledge that kind of juts out, so Esme can kind of pull her head up to look in, but there's straight up like glass and a closed window in front of you.
Oh,
That's my
better.
bad. Apologies.
No. That is better. Okay, so, oh, this is good. Darren, how much taller is the house, and is it like peaked? Is it a peaked roof?
Let me just consult Google to see what one of them looks like.
Like a triangle.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, it is.
Cool. Can I climb up onto the roof? Wait, hold on. Where am I? I'm closer to the ground than I am to the roof, right?
I mean, you're hanging off a second-story window.
So I'm in the middle. I could be either.
No, as in
You're on the
ground
higher
floor,
floor.
first
There's
floor,
ground
second
first
floor.
and second. You're on the third one up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Can I climb onto the roof for a brief moment, please?
Neil, you can climb onto the roof with an athletics check.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I like making people roll dice, yo.
Nice.
Esme,
Nice.
I am
Esme
furious
opens up
because when I want to do the cool thing that I'm planning, it's not going to work. So, Darren, Esme has a burglar's pack.
She does indeed. So you declare your action. We're going to zip back down to the duo, by the way.
Esme lights the hooded lantern.
Ooh.
Nice. The hooded lantern is listen. It's dot lighted.
It's dog be lit.
It's lit AM.
Fam.
It's lit.
Yes. What is Esme going to do after she does that kind of thing? Like, what's Esme doing in motion as the others are more than likely doing something else in motion?
Esme's going to climb back down to be like nearby to the window.
Fucking cool. Okay, well, Esme's doing that because it's a nat 20. I'll just say she's fine to go about her thing. What are you guys doing, friendos, down below on the ground?
Like, where are we in? Like, we're standing like at the front of the house, right?
Yeah, you're. I'm gonna say you guys are kind of at the side. So, like, if Coda spied another like patrol, you could duck in. But yes, you are close to the front of the house. It's a case of you can duck in at the alley, but there's clearly a brick wall, kind of a little bit down the alley that's kind of like 10 feet tall, blocking people, say, from hopping over and getting into like more than likely, given your like knowledge of like just basic shop layout, the back area where they probably keep a lot of stock just out because it's easier to store that kind of thing. And not many people can hop a 10-foot wall.
Yeah. I just want to like stick to the side of the house as much as possible. And then I want to let me just get the range on it.
Oh, it's a knock, is it? Sorry.
No. I want to detect magic, but I just want to check the range
I don't
on
know
it.
why my
I think
brain
it's 30 feet.
was like.
Well, what am I gonna knock?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, did
Front door.
It's just like knock knock. Who's there, Bob?
Yeah, we're just gonna do like a
Knock,
knock and
bitches.
run. Yeah, we just knock and run away giggling. Just like
We're going to ding dong ditch them.
Yes, that's the word. That's our roguish plan while Esme uses her burglar to get on the roof.
But yeah, I want to detect magic to see if there's anything magic in the house. Like like a lock or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ton.
Oh, like an arcane lock more so than a traditional like tumbler lock.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Magical
if
traps
it's
and
or like magic items that happen to
Yeah, no, it's cool. So you're kind of peering in the window.
We
with
can
this,
rob
like,
them
magic
too.
vision.
We're not
That's
above
fair.
that.
I mean, yeah. But
Okay,
mostly
so yeah, no, that's cool. Yes, the windows kind of have a light glaze, not triple or double or single, but alarm glaze. They seem to be wired as best they can with the spell that you would know to be alarm. Having encountered it, and I'm not sure, have we used it? I can't remember if we've used it. Anyway, you've definitely encountered alarm before. So in my head, detect magic like basically gives off like magical auras, but also like arcane sigils, and I don't know why, but well, I know why because I want to. But it's a case of like some of them translate. So it's after a while you've seen them, you can like, oh, this it's kind of its own language, but you know, okay, that's a detect. That's an alarm spell. Cool. They all kind of have like its own alphabet, whatever. So yes, that's not why I said. What? Sorry. Anyway, yes, you would know the windows on the ground floor are rigged with alarm. The ones up above aren't. They seem to be kind of cocky in their nature. So no one's gonna climb 2 fucking floors. That kind of thing. As you peer through, you know, carefully not putting too much pressure on the alarm, you can see the front door is not lit up with magic. It seems to be locked, probably by traditional means. There seems to be a few like tiny threads, like a string, near the front door that again equally sets off the alarm area, and a lot of sconces dot the room with kind of evocation magic, but you would know it to kind of like filter into like say a light spell or like an ever burning torch stick. You just kind of like, you know, you click your fingers, it comes on, you click your fingers, it comes off. It's not an actual like I light it with a match kind of torch, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But from just like peering into the window, through the window, that's all you can kind of see, like kind of thing.
Okay, I'm gonna relay that to the others, particularly at the alarmed windows.
Yeah, essentially, when Izzy peers through with dark vision as well, you can see what looks like kind of cots and beds and medical apparatuses to say, like, you know, save on spell slots, essentially kind of doing it the traditional old school way. But none of them are glowing or anything like that.
Okay, just sorry, like really backwards question, but
Yeah,
these
no,
guys, they're kind of like what have they done to like warrant us killing them again? Like it's they're working for Fisher, curing the rich people of the disease Fisher's making, yeah?
They're also charging people to cure them of the disease.
No, I know. I'm just trying to
helping-
remember what their thing was. I know, yeah.
Extortion, extorting people of money,
Yeah.
totally curing people who are actually sick. No, go home and lock your doors and you won't die in a day and just feed the fuel or feed the fire kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like they're adding to this paranoia that the resistance are causing the plague.
Yeah, but like I mean, they're working. They're in cahoots with the guy who's making the plague, and they're going like, "Oh, we'll cure you of this terrible plague," but they're not. They're
100%.
Okay,
it's a case of like, but did you hear Jimmy died? I thought you cured him. It's like, we did. The plague must be just so powerful. Those pesky resistance are just so
work on a
cruel.
new cure, charge even more for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
like, you know, like, we're just simple clerics of Baphomet, my friends.
Okay.
That kind of.
And they're working for whatever this spiral symbol is, which is probably something bad news as well. Okay.
Everything's bad news.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of okay news.
Okay, I'm kind of looking at Isidora like, what's our plan?
Do you say it into the ring, or do you say it
into the ring, I guess.
Yeah,
Esme says, I'm going to draw them out through the ground floor door. You should be prepared to hit them.
Like, hit them, drag them inside kind of thing?
No, more just, no, I feel like, no, I don't think the inside's going to be a good place.
There's a lot of patrols. We don't want to do this out on the street, do we?
Yeah.
Look, I thought wait. Yeah, there are. The patrol from earlier were just regular, weren't they? They were just like, they were not running towards the staircase.
They weren't, but they were kind of constantly looking at the staircase, kind of like, oh, but Jim told us we can't, break patrol or we'll die, that kind of thing. But they were very anxious. They were kind of constantly like, the DC was non-existent to hide, because although they were on patrol, they kept kind of like, can you see that? Like, I'm not going mad, right? That kind of thing. Their attention was on the staircase.
I think it might be an idea to do this in the house. I mean, we might even find out some information about Fisher while we're there. Also, my method of fighting is a little loud.
Yeah, I was going to throw the lantern in and just set the house on fire. But now, I guess that's probably not the best idea.
I mean, when we're done, we can burn it.
I mean, they were warned. Like, I literally came back to this town and I warned every cleric in the place to not do this shit. And I was going to bring powered fiery vengeance. But hold on.
You can burn them when we're done.
I'm going back onto the roof. No, I'm going to go back onto the roof for a moment. Hold on.
Shall we join you on the roof?
No, I feel like it's...
When Coda's like, my method of fighting is rather loud. Like, it just camera whizzes across Yuria to like Phalor, who's like wiring up C4, and he's like, I could probably do better.
Is there a chimney, Darren?
Yes, they would have.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Santa Mesme.
Santa Mesme.
There is a chimney. Whizzing back to the other two, because we're going to do a side by side split screen directing. You guys, are you guys climbing? I heard Coda say that. Sorry. Are you?
No, I was just asking Esme if we should join her on the roof. But
rock and roll.
Like if she lowers a rope.
I mean, I take out the grappling hook and kind of like, if we want to get up, I can.
Yeah, Esme, what are you doing? Exactly.
I don't really know anymore. I was really sold on the setting the house on fire with them in it, and now I'm just like, we're not pro getting them onto the streets and beating them like
Well,
rented mules. So I feel like maybe it's just
we can still beat them. I just prefer we beat them in private.
I feel like there's like we're gonna have to risk setting off alarms. I feel like this is.
well, if we go into the roof,
Is there a quiet way to do this that?
I was just picturing Esme saying all this hanging off the roof with like a burning like Molotov cocktail. It's like, guys, I haven't thought this far
I
ahead.
was pretty committed
No,
to this
I
plan,
thought
you
this far
guys.
ahead.
No,
And then
no,
it was
I know.
like,
I don't
oh,
mean
there's
the story
guards. It's like,
showcase.
oh,
Comedic effect.
I mean, the top window isn't alarmed, so you can get in that way.
We could just, I mean, if you want to just burn it, we can. There's a chance they'll get out, there's a chance they'll survive, there's a chance.
Well, if we burn it and they get out, we'll be here waiting.
That's true, but we might forsake some information on Fisher that might be insane.
nah. Let's just. Oh, I'm sick of it. Just no. I blow out the lantern, and I was like, "We'll deal with you later. I'll feed my fire."
I was so hoping Esme's like, fine, and just throws it over her shoulder and just burns down and off.
Hits
like
my
a
house,
random
like.
An orphanage. It is an orphanage.
No, it's definitely
so,
my
cool.
house.
Esme, you snuff it out. You asked to be on the roof near the chimney that you spied. So I'm gonna say Esme's kind of like, looking down the chimney. It's dark and dreary, and quote the Raven, it's darkness.
You definitely wouldn't have fit going down a chimney.
She would not, because it's a chimney.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is getting so complex. Esme looks down and he says, "Here, fire the fucking grappling hook at me again, please."
This is rivaling. This is rivaling Hitman. When you can get like the custom kills. It's like, put the ducky on this random pixel and then throw the canister down here. It's like, nah. But yes, shoot Esme. Do it.
Oh, Jesus. Like, I feel like we were pushing it like the first time.
Just
Yeah.
shoot him.
Do it!
Shoot
Yeah.
me. This is taking too long. We were supposed to get like
Oh,
3
boy.
of these. So, does it have to hit me? I can't.
I
remember
don't know how this works.
Neil, it's your magic item. You should know.
But like, I don't.
It's-
If it doesn't hit me, then it doesn't matter. I don't think I can catch it.
It has to hit you, I believe. I believe it's a reaction if you've been hit by a ranged attack.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Coda, you missed. Just try and maybe let's not do this again. Just fire it up and try not to screw it up this time.
If it was a nat 1, Coda would have aimed it up, shot. The hook would have been stationary, and Coda would have thrown it like proper, like Wile E. Coyote backfire. So
Okay,
close.
I'll
But yes.
reel it back in and try again.
Yeah, like the grappling hook isn't silent, but it's not as loud as.
That's a
it's
little
kind of-
better.
Yes, that is good. So a 30. So roll damage of a standard range attack, and Esme, you must reduce the damage. But it's not the same damage as a.
Were you not just
Thingies.
firing it onto the roof?
Wait, I mean, that would have made loads of sense. That's what I thought I was doing, but then Neil said fire it at me, so I guess we're
Yeah,
firing
because
it at
I
Esme.
thought
Okay.
the thing we do now, which
is fire it at Esme for some
Esme.
reason.
But it's improvised weapon, so it's a 1d6
It's
plus dex.
1d6 plus dex, okay.
Yeah, just dex, no proficiency, because you're not proficient in improvised weapon.
That's a 9.
That's a 9, so Esme, you must beat that. I believe it's a d10 plus your dex? Please don't beat it, please don't beat it, please don't beat it.
I don't want to impale
Come on,
Esme.
No, you'll be fine. I think it's like a d10. Oh, it could be a d10 or a d12.
Ah!
Whoa!
Ooh. You see the
I feel like we see the hook go over
Esme's-
the roof, and we just don't hear anything for a second, and I'm like, oh god, I killed her.
yeah. As Esme's like gloves begin to glow, you see the hourglasses spin and Pelor's energies and catches it like Matrix style. Like, arms straight up lightning speed. Esme, you have caught it. What do you do?
Esme goes over to the chimney and she like secures it around the chimney.
Yeah, that's fair.
She
Yeah,
just
cool. It is
"Hey,
secure.
start climbing up. Don't get caught. We're gonna have to just basically hold on to it and then jump through the window.
Rainbow Six style, fuck yes.
Yeah, like this is the only way this is going now. It's gotten too fucking complex.
Yeah, that's too cool though. I mean, that's gonna be loud, but oh well. Fuck it.
Press F. Press
there's
F.
no
to
more
breaching clear.
choices. There's no
Okay.
quiet answer anymore.
Okay.
Okay, calm down. Coda,
What are we rolling to climb up? Or sorry, were you
Oh,
talking
sorry.
about me first? Sorry, what was that, Amy?
To answer that, it's athletics plus advantage. Because,
As we're going up, Isidora's going to say to Coda, like, as we're, like, swinging in to crash through the window, can you, like, make a thaumaturgy noise somewhere else, just in case?
Yes, I can.
Good. So, we're climbing up this.
Yes.
And
Athletics
athletics.
with advantage. Yes, athletics with advantage, because athletics is climb.
Oh boy.
Cool, yeah. Coda's a bit stiff on it, but he's grand. Like, overall, you're fine. Coda. Is he? Yeah, grand, no issue. This rope poses no threat to Isidora. You guys climb. I'm assuming Esme climbs down. It's not very far from where Esme is, so all three of you are, like, on the rope and have to jump simultaneously. Because
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah, you're all breaching off the one rope. But yeah, guys, is that what happens?
Yep.
I guess, and then I will do what Isidora said and make a thaumaturgy noise. I think
yeah,
up to
It's
like 60 or 100 feet away. I can't remember.
it's like the start of every Rainbow Six mission. Press F to breach and clear.
We're breaching this room.
Mhm.
We are
Deadly.
breaching the room with the woman reading.
So the trio, the three musketeers jump back, and as you swing in, it's like slow motion, and your all three boots crash through the window. Bits of glass fly. As that, like, just as the boots connect, Coda just, like, clicks, and there's just, like, a massive boom, as if, like, who knows, maybe another terrorist attack in the distance. Who knows? Tremors, very likely, but enough to do the job. Glass splinters. The shape, like, jumps, like you see a glass of wine fly up into the air. They seem to have been sleeping, no longer asleep. And like, what? And they spin around, like, what? And like bits of glass fly over, and you see a shard cuts her cheek, and she's like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" And she's like, "What the devil is this?"
You were warned not to keep up this shit, you freak. So you're gonna tell us you're gonna give us some answers, or I'm gonna beat you with my rod. And she just does that thing like a guy with a baton, and she just starts smacking the fella rod into her hand. He's like, "The line of life ain't gonna last long in you, kiddo, if you don't answer my questions."
She's just like, and she like hits her heel on the ground 3 times. Is like, "Samantha, we got company."
Esme jumps forward as a werewolf and mauls this woman.
Cool. Initiative, please.
Woo! Gonna attack a woman in her own house.
How do I have a +9 and still suck so much? I feel like if Risbet were here tonight, he would have rolled in that 20.
I mean, if Rizbit was here tonight, sneaking would have been a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
What's that, guys?
There he is on the combat board.
Oh, okay, I thought your 21, Amy, was your initiative, and I was like, damn.
No.
I have to take gross cough medicine now.
Have fun.
You're an adult!
I know, but I hate it. It tastes bad.
Alcohol.
So, as far as we know, this is Sister Mary Goretti.
Yes.
Do we know their first names?
We do.
Fair. One of these days I need to invent a silencer.
Oh boy, they rolled well. Okay, so Izzy, you're starting us off, buddy.
Can she make a wisdom save?
She sure can. 1 second, friend.
Can she fail a wisdom save, please?
Yes, that'd be nice, actually.
That is an 18, Amy.
Okay, so she doesn't fail the wisdom save, but she still takes half damage. It's Dissonant Whispers.
Oh, nice.
So 6.
6. Okay, cool. What time? No, it doesn't matter. No.
Well, psychic, if it makes sense.
Like, yeah, no, that's cool. Is that all, Isidora?
Yep.
Okay, it is the woman before you, Scott. She just looks at Esme with like the most disgust. She's almost like foaming at the mouth from disgust. She's like, "Swine!" and she's gonna swing. As she says swine, you see like her mace swings up in the air and it just glows. Like this radiant energy is funneling through this thing.
Ooh, light weapon fight. What? I can't help but notice that's a plus 15.
Esme.
Holy shit.
Yes, 28 hits.
Really? Imagine.
Oh wow, you take 11 bludgeoning damage from
I'm gonna
this
use my
mace.
reaction to use my evasion ability to reduce that.
Cool, can I have a constitution shaving throw?
Shaving throw. Like, she only rolled a fucking, like a 13, and that was a 28.
Esme, you get smashed in the shoulder and like, ugh, and you feel this dark, creeping energy crawl up your body and feed itself into your eyes as the world goes dark. You may repeat that saving throw at the end of your next turn. You hear dum 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 from the stairs, which is located over here. As if someone is rushing to the aid of the fight. Coda, you're up.
Cool, I'm gonna shoot this fucker. Yeah, I feel like we're not being quiet, right?
I mean, you
Yeah.
We
jumped through a
we
window.
We just jumped through a window.
Like,
Yeah,
come
okay,
on.
alright. I still have my grit point, so 2 sharpshooters with advantage.
Rock and roll, buddy.
Does it
Both hit.
both hit? Okay. I want her to make a con save, and I'm gonna roll my damage now. $40 damage. Oh,
Nat
well,
20.
she certainly saves, so she's fine. 40 damage, though.
4 damage. Rock and roll, Esme.
How did Coda do 30 damage?
Sharpshooter adds if you take a -5 to hit, you add a +10 to your damage. So he does +5, so that was 2 bullets. With sharpshooters, that was 2 15s.
That's crazy. That's so cool. I was just like, that's so much
Yeah,
damage.
your chance of hitting is down, but like it's still worth it for that damage.
Like, I definitely think Rizbit should take the great
There's an
weapon
equivalent you have for
version of it.
two-handed weapons where you
Yeah,
again take a
because he
-5 to
already
hit and
does
do a +10.
insane damage as it is. But sorry, yes, Esme, it is your go, buddy.
Can I just attempt to smack her with the rod?
Hold on one
I
second.
thought Esme was
While I'm
unconscious.
blind. Like, I
Oh, she's
appreciate that I'm
blind.
blind.
Oh, I thought she was
Yeah.
And I will do
unconscious.
it.
Oh, okay.
One second.
I
I
will
can't
do it.
remember if you instantly fail or you have disadvantage.
What,
I think
when
it's
attempt to shoot?
disadvantage.
You you automatically fail any ability checks that require so you have disadvantage on attack rolls. Rolled against you have advantage. Cool, I didn't know that. Rock and roll, I'm glad I checked.
Cool. She's like, it's not that she's attempting to channel its power. It's more just like she's gonna like smack her in the face. with the
Smack her
rod.
in the face. Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm blind. But let's see. Can I still do that with Dex, or should I use my strength?
It is a improvised weapon and it is strength based because it is booping them with an improvised club, I'm gonna rule. So that's a D6 if it hits.
I should really be tanking, shouldn't I?
No.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! I forgot. I'm
No.
sorry. Okay, I'll go next turn. I'm sorry. I just assumed Rizbit will do it, and then everybody's not here.
He's gotten he's getting a facial done, a matty patty.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, this is great. Esme, you nearly strike, but she just dodges. She starts cackling. Her pupils are like pinpoints. Like she doesn't look like she's 100% sane.
Imagine.
Oh, what a
Imagine.
shock!
Well, I can't see that, so I don't know.
Yeah, you can hear
Can I Can I attempt to undo my sightlessness?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I wasn't sure if that was all you were doing, but yes. Repeat the save, please. Concept. Yes. The cackling. It's almost like it's so irritating. It destroys the blindness. But yes, sight returns.
Whoop.
Rock and roll. We are back to Izzy.
Can she make another wisdom save?
As an 11, Isidora.
Thank God that fails. So, she is being viciously mocked. She takes 6 damage and she has
Nice.
disadvantage on her next attack roll.
Oh, rock and roll. Cool. All right.
And I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Esme.
Rock and roll. Okay. One second, guys. I'm just checking the room for this. I don't know why I didn't think it was her. Yep, cool. Okay, you see her like left hand that isn't clutching the mace is clutching this like medallion that has a similar sigil to the one Esme spied, and it glows with this like dark energy, and she kind of like whoa, like tries to like slam Esme in the face with it, but she misses because she's been viciously mocked, and she's just like shut up.
Oh goody, she's the lead.
A tall, like, lack of a better term, brick shithouse of an elf enters the room clutching a maul, looking equally as, like, unhinged as the female elf. Screams at the top of his lungs, "Tharzadun be praised," as he sprints towards Esme.
No!
With a maul.
No, not him.
Who?
Fucking Tarzan. Literally like
Who's Tarzan?
the evil god of the Underdark. No.
Oh, hold on. Is the Tharzadun is the god of the eternal darkness, decay, entropy, malign knowledge, insanity, and cold, also known as the Elder Eye. Also, he's the father of the abyss.
Cool, can you put his name in chat?
Yep.
Oh god.
Oh, he sounds fun. Tarzan.
Yeah, his whole shtick, I think in 4th he was like kind of decay, and he's like called the chain god and stuff. It's very cool. He's one of my favorite gods. Because people are like, Asmodeus is the most evil, and like Tarzan is like, hold my fucking beer. I literally started DeviantArt, guys. I know evil OCs. But yes, this individual is going to swing as he declares this, like, you know, praise. You see the maul swings up, and it glows in a similar energy to her maul or her mace did at one point. And it's this like dark kind of, it's bright, but it's so like, it's bright, but I feel ooey. And he swings towards Esme.
Why didn't we fuck the lantern in their house? 20 hits.
In all fairness, I didn't think they'd be this insane.
No, I didn't think they'd be this extreme.
Darn, I am also reducing this by half. With my
That's cool, because as this smashes into Esme's shoulder, it pushes through and he swings around for another strike.
Like, if they roll like a 3, they'll hit us. Like, whatever they roll hits us.
I think that's the point. We underestimated them.
We really
because
fucking
they're
did.
Crazy. But
No, because when he swings again, you see the glow fades on the second hit.
Oh.
Much like her mace, guys.
Oh, it was just
not that she had multi-attack.
Also,
But,
he crit
yes.
failed, so fuck him.
He crit fails, so it's more a case of he is so... Maybe he's like just so ecstatic from the energies of Tharzadun. But as he swings downwards, it's kind of... He overswings and crushes into the floorboard. And he's kind of looking at like Esme with this like snarling, just insane look. Coda.
Gonna go do my job. So yeah, free action to store the firearm and draw my rapier and my shield, which I already had out, and I will try and smack this boy, this big strong boy. So 2 hits with the rapier.
16 hits.
Watch my damage magically be just a fraction of what it could have been. I love my gun. I just, you know.
I mean, it's okay.
From
Is that
40
all you do,
to
Coda?
a 7. I'll action surge and hit him twice more.
Rock and roll.
That's an 18 and a crit fail.
18 hits.
9 more damage, so that is a total of 16 damage.
Rock and
And
roll.
I have my
okay.
shield up, and I'm looking very scared.
Hello.
Yeah?
Oh, sorry. I accidentally hit my mic when I was trying to pencil in the thingy. I wasn't sure if the cable came out. Rock and roll. Esme, you're up.
Esme Misty steps away and then will prepare to launch her assault on the woman.
Fair.
I'm going to use my inspiration. Darren, you gave me inspiration last game. Is it like a D6 or was it proper inspiration? I can't remember.
I always assume inspiration is a D8, so a D8. Is it?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Cool.
I've always been acting that it's a D8. I have no clue how inspiration works. I just know that it's a die you can add when you feel the need. But yes,
Cool.
go ahead.
I'm going to use that one. No, wait. I'm going to use... Wait. What's Izzy's? Is Izzy still a D8?
Yeah.
That's probably where I assumed it was a D8.
I think the DM can choose, like, oh, you get a D6 inspiration, D8, D10. Like,
Cool.
you can
Yeah,
choose
I'm just gonna say it goes up with our bard.
Cool.
It's something else, but that's not important.
Exactly.
I fucking wish I was fucking dead.
I'm
It's a
telling
shame
you,
because that
man.
technically hits her because she only had like a 10 AC.
I mean,
It's a crit fail.
She has low AC, but she hasn't got 10. Esme, is that all you have to do, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I know that feel. Rogues 5th edition. Good. No, they're not. Isidora. Actually, no, they are, but you have to go buy something from Zan's because they're like, you get multi-attack at level 3. It's like, yay! Isidora.
Can she make another wisdom save, please?
Man, assaulting the poor insane person's mind. That's rude, Isidora.
It's not rude if it doesn't work. The crown of Manus does not take hold.
Oh, that would have been so good. Make her kill her own brother.
Yeah. Oh well, que será. And I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Coda.
Thanks, I'm gonna need it.
Yeah. And that's me.
You see, she raises the medallion high and she cackles and she's like, and it glows with energy and she like rubs her face with it. And you see the blood that is trickling down goes back up.
No!
Shit.
Rude, bad.
No, it's like this in video games. Only the good guys can heal. Bad guys aren't allowed to heal.
We decided.
That's the rules.
She rubs the blood on her face and she's like, cleric. And then she looks Coda over. And she's like, oh, he's pretty, he'll do.
I raise my shield higher. I won't do.
Sorry, it's the brothers go. 1 second, friend. Just checking the save because I think I got it wrong.
Oh boy.
Coda, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please? As the brother looks you in the eye and says, drop that shield.
Ah, shit.
Coda, you feel compelled to drop your shield.
I drop my shield.
He cackles and kind of utters a little word, if it were, and you see a little bit of blood go back up. And with that, it is Coda's go.
Cool. Well, not much, but I'll keep hitting him with my rapier.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was just compelled to drop the shield, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. It was like lower your AC.
I need to get a decent melee weapon at some point because oh my god. So it's assuming the 15 misses, right?
To which one? Sorry, Lauren?
These are both to the brother.
Oh, the 27 hits. The 15, you're stabbing and he just dances to the side slightly.
Oh, well done, buddy. That's
Fucking
6.
roll. Cool. Is that all you want to do, Laura?
That's all I can do.
Cool. Esme, you're up, friend.
Esme pulls her face out of the dirt and will attempt to again attack one of these people.
I mean, you know the sister is lowest in terms of. Was that 15?
15.
15. The radiant arrow pierces through into her chest.
I'm going to roll my second attack to see if that hits.
Rock and roll, friend.
Does 13 hit?
It just misses.
I hate Esme.
I think she's pretty great.
Well, she's a fucking disappointment to me and her parents.
That's just rogues, man. That's just rogues in 5th edition. It's not your fault.
No, it's her fault for being a disappointment.
Multi-class into like one of the Zan's rogues.
I am a Zan's rogue.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're the worst Zan's rogue.
Oh my god.
Fuck you. You're
Come
the
on.
best
I'm
rogue.
sorry. Like, why would you pick anything that isn't Mastermind? It's broke.
Swashbuckler's real cool. Shut up.
No, I kid. Inquisitor is genuinely great. But yes, sorry, you do a lot. Yes, it's a case of like the magic she healed, or the damage she healed seems to have been wiped off and a little bit extra. And she's kind of like, the evil cackly like smile disappears for a second, and she realizes she's shown a bit of weakness, and she's like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm not mad." She's not looking too great.
Guys, seriously, just whatever you have, just pour it on. I want them dead now.
That's fair.
Anything they could tell us, we can find out from their cold.
I'm kind of thinking the same thing, to be honest.
So am I. I was like holding like my sword up in like an attempt to shield myself.
The brother's like, so am I.
No, fuck you. No, I'm talking to you.
You're not in the conversation. Stay in your lane. Isidora, you're up. If that's all Esme wishes to do.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
I cast Cloud of Daggers at 3rd level.
Nice.
So that.
You can take me with it if you want to. Really, at this point.
No. You're fine.
I do a
You
D8
did
of
30
damage.
damage earlier, you little whinger.
I do a
Hello.
D8 with this stupid pointy stick.
Shut the hell up.
Literally, shut up.
No, Laura, I get it. I hate it when you build one tech tree and you have to use the other and it's not the same as the one you put all the points into. I agree. You silly.
16 damage.
Ooh, 16. The last you see of the dear sister is cackles as a cloud of sharpened blades dices her into nothingness. But rags a mist of blood and just meaty chunks just all just scatter around the floor. I kid Laura. The brother, like, veins pop in his neck. His pupils dilate, and his, like, if this was a Roadrunner cartoon, like, steam would come from his ears. And he's just looking Coda, like, in the face. Isidora, is that all you wish to do?
Yep. And obviously I'm going to sustain it.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, that's cool, that's cool. So, it's his go, so roll damage, please.
Yep. 13.
Cool, right. So he's going to walk here. And he's going to walk. No, he's not going to walk anywhere else. Coda. This, like, blood red face, screaming with anger and rage, man is going to swing at you.
Yep. It's fine.
A 16 and an 18.
18 hits because I don't have my shield. Both would have missed if I'd had my shield. 16 damage?
16 damage. Can you make a con save, please?
I'm proficient in those because I'm a fighter.
You feel this sickly energy like crawl over your body and kind of like crawl in through the like nooks and crannies that are your wounds, and your wounds ignite, causing more damage. you take an additional. It feels like slashing damage. Is like your wounds are on fire, like not literal fire. It's like someone's pouring like salt into them. And with that, it is Coda's go.
Cool. I'll try and hit him with my sword again.
Rock
Is
and
it
roll.
like a whole action to pick my shield up again?
It is indeed.
Okay, no, never mind. Better.
Nice.
19
Nice.
damage.
It's nice.
Oh, I should have fucking hellishly rebuked him. Oh well. I always remember to do that. Just this one time.
You should. This is just a minor tangent. You should check out the Zan's Tiefling thing because they get bonus damage to Hellish Rebuke if they take the feat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the racial feats in Zan's are insane. The human one is so fucking good. Anyway, side note, but that was Coda. Is that all, Coda?
Yep, that's all I can do.
Esme.
It's me.
It's your girl, Esme.
Does
19
it
hits
like-
true.
Does
A
20
24 strikes true.
Nice.
Please go away.
Wow, nice.
How does
Yeah!
Esme bring him down?
Esme's just firing more and more arrows. And it's like, go away, please. She fires 7 arrows, 1 per d6, and she just punctuates it. Was like, please go away, dark cleric people.
Yeah, this like he's getting pinned because like and he's falling back and he's clutching like he's dropped his maul. And he's clutching one of those amulets that the sister was kind of using as a focus, and he's like, "Thurston be praised. All things must decay." And he collapses to the ground and blood just oozes out onto the floor. Final Fantasy music plays, kind of thing.
Well, guys, it's great to see that there are more dark spirits and powers at work in the world.
Yeah, love it.
Esme goes and picks up the 2 symbols of Thars. It's like, we're going to put these into the bag for later. And she just puts them in the bag.
Is there anything
Actually,
around
she takes it back out for a moment and she says, if you speak to me, by God, I will get inside the holy symbol to fight you myself.
Can't we just get rid of them?
Do we really have to hold on? I mean, everything you hold on to just talks to you, so maybe not.
Hey, some of those things are relevant. It's just hard to find time for my blue people. Why? Yeah,
I don't even
actually,
know what that
I'm
is.
burning. You do. You're just pretending you don't.
My
Okay,
blood is on
so-
fire. It's very painful.
Yeah, okay.
Why is your blood on fire?
I don't
what?
know. He made my blood on fire. It's fine. It just hurts a little.
That sensation ceased as he died.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a look
We're
around
still
the
having a
room.
talk.
Let's search their bodies for clues.
Yeah.
And then let's search around here for clues.
Yup.
See if there's anything about Fisher, and if not, I'm gonna throw the lantern
Yes,
back in
and
here.
we will burn the
or
house down.
something. Let's just burn the house down. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of Yuria, guys. I'm sick of Yuria.
Yeah, you're
It's too
sucks.
much.
Anyway, while this is happening, I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. I didn't realize you get that, like, not at a low level, but I thought that was like a level 15 spell.
No,
That's rad. That's cool.
I mean, it's a level 5 spell. You know,
Yeah,
it's not
but
like
still,
it's...
I thought it was always like, I don't know, I suppose maybe I'm going, like, because I never got that high as like a healer in D&D, so I always go off like video game logic, and it's always kind of the last thing you unlock as a healer kind of thing. But no, that's
Yeah,
but that's
I know
cool.
what you mean.
That's cool. That's just literally cure wounds, but like several people and at range, isn't it?
Yeah.
Deadly.
Yeah, and then I'm also gonna have a look around.
Esme considers tossing her what?
I wrote out a whole thing, and it said tossing her "I Heart Yuria" T-shirt, but then doesn't.
And for me, it's just tossing
Yeah,
her
I.
quotation mark.
No, I know, because it's the same for
Oh,
me
sorry.
as well. But I'm
Weird.
just
looking at
okay,
it, it's like,
so
why did that break?
Darren, that 17 was my investigation.
17 investigation. Cool. Coda, you find some gold amounting to about maybe 40 gold. You know, it's a combination of like silver, copper, but all together it converts magically to 40 gold.
Is that checking the room or checking them?
That
or
was
what?
Checking them.
Them.
But why is Isidora rolling twice?
The 13 is investigation.
The 20 was the
Ah.
wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Coda, you don't find anything particular on them, which is kind of weird. Izzy, yeah, again, you find some parchments, kind of like comings and going, like you know, Lord, hey, we didn't cure him, like that kind of stuff. It's more like who came and went. And spoilers, no one's been cured.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
Shocking.
taking money and bibbidi bobbidi boop, splash of water, you're cured. Fuck off, give me 100 gold, thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
They're raking in a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like they've taken loads, but doesn't seem to be any money lying around. Is Esme investigating, or has Esme
Esme is gonna have a look around, but
Cool.
do we feel like a lot of the stuff we're looking at will we look?
I literally heard.
Yeah,
You're
sorry,
really far
we're
away,
in there.
Neil.
I'm looking in the room for anything else of note.
Well, can we look around the rest of the house?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
I
worth doing
figured
too.
that
We'll
too.
check the room first, but then we'll do the rest of the house.
That's cool. What is fact? Esme, you look around the top room. I'm going to say the others like kind of just started looking first, mainly because they rolled first. So they kind of looked around. They found that kind of bits, and they're like, "There's nothing really here." So they're like, "We'll check downstairs." And Esme's like, "Cool, I'm just going to once over, be thorough because that's what we're all about." So when Esme, when you're looking over the room and you're kind of like looking left and right, it's like maybe there's something in the bed. You step over one of the bodies. You kind of like hit them, and like her head, like the lady's pocket, kind of like what looks like probably was an arm in a pocket, kind of like moves, and you kind of hear like a soft. Your elf ears pick it up, kind of like a soft, as if like something in metal and cloth hit the floorboard, and you're like, "What?" But that's like the armpit of that's got. And when you bend down to investigate, you realize sewn into like on the inside of the armpit area is a key and several notes, kind of like weird documents. They look awful because like they're literally at one's armpit, so they're probably covered in sweat. They're not the healthiest things to pick up. But you pick up a key, like a small enough key, but it's kind of like it has that kind of like typical like this goes to a safety deposit box. Coda, Izzy, when you guys descend the steps to the room that you originally heard that like, coming from, there is like a bell that would be on say a. Like just on like a support beam that you'd ring for like dinner's ready, that kind of thing. That's going back and forth of its own, as if someone rang it, yet no sound is emitting.
Can I like hold it to stop it?
You may indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it just stops, and like when you grab it, and it kind of like the weight would scrape the side of the bell. After you grab it, it emits zero sound.
He might have tripped us on his way up. Maybe there's people on their way.
Okay, we do a quick sweep of the place and we burn to the ground.
Quickly, yes.
Esme, sorry, so if that's essentially that, like, everyone's kind of like, oh, I found this, you guys found that. If people are investigated again, investigation checks again.
Yeah, just to like have a quick look around the ground floor to see if there's anything
cool.
Not 20!
Nice.
Esme mentions to them, keep an eye out for like a safe deposit box or something small that might fit a key that she's found.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so, Izzy, you find like several healing kits stowed away just in presses and stuff in perfect condition. Like, these things have not been used. You find 2 as lesser healing potions as well. Besides, it's like this is like pretty much like a first aid box that just has not been touched. So that's 3 healing kits, 2 lesser health potions.
Cool, I'm gonna take those.
Yeah, rock and roll, cool. That's actually technically 30 uses of healing kits because 1 healing kit is 10 uses. It's 10 uses. Yeah, it's like one of the only tools I think you can like. It's got.
What does a healing kit do? Is that just stabilizing someone, or is that like
if you possess it on your body, you can use medicine to stabilize someone, like Spare the Dying, but it just takes like a minute. I think it doesn't. It's not instant like Spare the Dying, where Spare the Dying is like an instantaneous, like boop, you're okay.
Yeah.
Coda, as you're walking around the room, like, kind of like flipping over blankets, checking tables, like nothing's really springing out. It's weird. As Esme's like, hey, I found a key. And as she says, I found a key, your foot lands on a floorboard and it's like, oh, this is kind of loose. And when you bend down and pick it up, lo and behold, there is what looks like kind of like a kind of long rectangular, almost kind of like a lunchbox. It's kind of heavy, dense. And like when you pull it up, this thing's heavy. Like, I know Coda's like, noodly boy. But like tush, and like it's got a tiny keyhole on it, like a really thin, small key might go into it.
Yeah, I'll say to Esme in the ring that I found a lock that her key might fit.
Esme says, "Yeah, hold on, I'm just gonna check something." Esme will basically just stick her head out the window and have a quick peep around.
Perception check, please. The streets seem empty. The staircase still glows. You hear no patrols. But in the distance, down one of the alleyways across from it, you can hear this faint tick of several feet scurrying at it. Not scurrying, but sprinting. And like you can kind of hear like a murmur, like if they're chanting almost, but you can't hear what they're saying. Like they're too far away. But like something's coming.
So Esme basically, Darren, this room, is there a candle in there?
The top stairs one, yes, there was. When you guys broke in, there was a candle on the table.
Is it still there?
It is indeed. It's not lit, but it's a case when she like what, like the wine kind of spilled over and hit the flame.
Esme just like taps the candle, and she's just like, "This will be fine. We'll work it out." She takes one of the flasks of oil that she has. She douses just a little bit of the room, the bodies too. And the symbols of Tarzan, and then she just helps bring it down the stairs a little bit too, just a little bit of a line, just down onto she tosses a little bit onto the second floor, or what would be the first floor, and then she's down on the ground floor. It's like, hey guys, so give me a look at that big old box there, and she's just gonna like check it with the key.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just this one. Just tonight. Just while the city's in chaos. Let's burn at least one.
Yeah. Gonna go a bit of crazy, let loose, Do I smell burning?
Not yet, you don't.
Oh, okay.
Just
It hasn't happened yet. Okay, cool.
Esme, you slide the key in. You hear a faint click, and when you twist it, click, it opens, it unlocks.
I don't like that extra ticka-ticka. Esme just pops, she just opens, is like, what's in here? What's going on?
Dearest Esme, 'tis gold. A lot of it. Piled neatly in soft rows.
Well, that's going in the bag. She just starts shoving it into the bag. It's like,
We can count it later.
Yeah.
As Esme's like, that's going in the bag, you hear the faint voices. They're inside. Do it. Go around the back.
Oh,
and
good.
Coda, to return to a previous statement. You smell burning.
Oh boy.
As
He was
light,
right all along.
As light, vroom, along the bursts in through the windows, and you can hear the crackling of flames as what seems to be a wall made of literal fire seems to have ignited in front of the building, blocking the windows and door with its flames.
Let's check for a back door, shall we?
Yeah, back upstairs.
Be very careful. There's oil on the stairs. We might die.
Why?
Because we're burning the house down, Coda, and I didn't think there'd be a wall of fire.
Yeah, I think someone else is burning the house down now. Let's go.
Someone beat you to it. Let's
A
go.
front window. Oh God. Oh well.
We'll look for a back window.
Of Izzy just being like, "Let's go!" And she's like thumping and spinning like. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's just.
You hear the faint chanting of "There's a dun, there's a dun" outside.
No, Christ.
Pelor.
Let's not do that now.
No, she's like, Pelor, save your girl. Pelor, save your girl.
You guys hear a smashing sound. No alarm because you did not cast the alarm spell, as a window has been broken downstairs. And you hear someone scream, "I decay with fire, brothers!" And you can see a light coming close towards the stairwell, like from downstairs.
Esme just starts screaming. Is like, get to a window we can jump the fuck out of now!
We're running.
Like, if we get back to the window we came in at, like, the grappling hook is still there, right?
Should
Or did
be.
we hit
Yes,
it?
the grappling hook and zero.
Let's climb onto the roof and then jump onto another roof.
Yeah!
Yep.
Fine,
Go.
let's
Cool. The marching order to run upstairs. Who? Where? What?
I'll go at the end. I feel
I'll
like
go
I'm
first.
the
I
most
have my shield
fireproof.
up.
Okay, I'm in the middle.
I'm the
Esme,
most
as you
fireproof.
round
I should go last. That makes no sense, actually. Wait, no.
No,
yeah.
just go.
Just
You
go!
don't
It's
have
been
time.
declared. If
Fine,
you say
okay,
it,
yeah,
you do it.
okay,
That's the D&D
yeah.
rule. So, Esme, as you go, and as you're about to run upstairs, you see this bright light sprinting up the staircase. And as you go to leave, you see what looks like. Oh, sorry.
Did you just... Sorry, I thought I heard that there was a bright light sprinting up the stairs, as in the man on fire was running after me, because that sounds so cool.
Oh no, that's 100% what's happening.
Yes!
A cleric of what appears to be Tharzadun wants to decay in the flames and is sprinting up the stairs, ignited with dual maces, like wide-eyed, like kind of like, and like he sees Esme and he's just like kind of almost giddy, like is sprinting after Esme, like following you guys out.
Esme is all over it. Darren, as Esme runs, she's like, no. And she fires, she's like, swings the rod back to fire a shot at
Yeah, shoot that bow, friendos.
him. Guys, there's someone on fire, run away!
You know, as soon as we get to the window, I'm climbing up that ladder.
Esme, that strikes roll damage to essentially like slow them down. Izzy, you're first, was it, or was Coda first?
No,
Yeah, no, Izzy. No, well, I was running up first, but I'll let Izzy go up the rope first.
Cool. Izzy, you're climbing with advantage as it is a rope. You can see down below you a wall of fire as 3 individuals are chanting Tharzadun's name. The rope has caught fire. Flames are climbing it slowly.
It's athletics, right?
Yep.
Athletics with advantage. Y'all ever seen Home Alone 2?
Oh, thank God.
Maybe we should ask the Shroud for help.
Can we not do this now?
Esme, yeah, you successfully kind of like shoot him like perfectly in the knee, and he kind of goes down onto the ground, and he's like, like kind of realizing what a fucking moron he's been, and he's like rolling around in flames, like kind of half. You can see he's trying to pat himself out, but he's also trying to grab at the maces that he's dropped, kind of regain his footing. Isidora, yeah, you jump out and you're like, oh boy, and you like kind of like, you know, with like not ease, but like, you know, in a panic, but well able to, you pull yourself up onto the roof and look out across some of Yuria. You're engulfed by the towers, but nevertheless, you look out over Yuria. Coda, you're up next. Do you climb?
I'll wait till I can see Esme come up the stairs because I.
Esme is right behind you, but
Okay,
she's
yeah,
also
yeah.
looking at the body. It's like, no.
Oh yeah, the body also has caught extra fire as the trail of oil has been ignited as a result
Yep.
because it's at the top of the stairwell.
Esme says, "Hi, run faster, Coda."
What are you guys doing?
I just like jump up the rope.
Cool. Athletics check with advantage.
Not 20.
Wait.
Cool. Esme, you are left.
As Coda as Coda is like basically doing his jump, Esme just like takes one more shot at the guy before like sprinting for the window.
That's fair because okay, it misses, but yeah, go ahead.
Will I roll the shot or will I?
Oh yeah, no, it's a case of like he like Coda did his thing, this has happened, now you can retaliate. Essentially, this individual realized his mace empty, yeet, and just lobbed the mace at Esme and just like flies past. Yes, 16 strikes.
I feel like he's gonna die whatever you do. You don't really have to shoot him. He's already
no,
on
no,
No,
fire.
but I get to kill a flaming
Yeah, that's
man in a
fair.
house on
Esme,
fire.
can I have athletics with advantage, please?
Yes, of course. Esme's just like, haha, I'm better at throwing things. Ah! Yeet.
I forgot you can't see him grinning.
I can't wait to fall into the wall of fire.
Oh, what the
Esme,
fuck
what's
is
your
that?
AC?
17, bitch!
Deadly. Esme, you are like scrambling on the rope, like this flaming individual like yeets out the window and like grabs onto Esme's boot for a split second and like loses their grip, probably because of all the oil. Maybe because they're on fucking fire. Who knows? But they
Does he
plummet.
go slow motion and do Hans Gruber?
Oh
like
yeah, 100%.
End of Die Hard?
Hans Gruber's into the flames below kind of
Yes!
thing. There's just this meaty like as like this just burnt, decayed corpse just slaps into the ground. The Tharzodon's clerics are like, yeah! Like they are happy for their friend who decayed in the flames. Esme, you're like scrambling to get up. You're fine.
Witness!
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Like, Esme, as you're climbing up, you're getting up there, but you're kind of not going as fast as you like. I'm going to say the rope is on fire too, so you're like, oh boy, that's hot.
You want me to roll another athletics?
Wait, no, that's not meant to be 56 at all. That's meant to be 5. So a D15 plus 5 is 20. 20, yeah, that's yours.
20 hits Esme. Esme.
AC May.
Esme, you take 6 piercing damage as a crossbow bolt finds its way to your butt cheek. You're right. As you're like climbing over, it's just like, and all you hear is like, get them.
Can I take a shot at the one who just shot Esme?
You may.
Can we just go though?
Yeah.
17 hits.
Fuck this guy!
I'm going to say, for cinematic purposes, it's like boom, and he just hits the ground completely. Because yeet. Yes, you can hear.
Yeah, like, we'll help Esme up, I guess, and fucking run.
So, guys, there is a rooftop to your left, to your right. Which way do you go? Telltale moment, friends.
Left?
Essentially, left is running parallel to the mage. Right is running parallel to the mechanist.
Oh boy.
Here, like.
Here now.
Left, guys. Left.
Yeah.
Left. Esme just like points like left. I'm pretty sure my house is this way. We can sleep there.
I can see my house from here.
Yeah, she unhooks the grappling hook for Coda. It's like, don't forget, let's go.
Yeah, he'll roll that up and you just run.
Yeah, I'll just...
Friends,
We
athletics or acrobatics, your choice. As you leap
Definitely
across
acrobatics, though.
rock and roll.
Isidora.
Athletics being you're kind of like taking a sprint and like.
Oh, look at
leaping
that!
across.
They're the same.
And acrobatics is kind of just like yeet.
Oh boy.
Esme's gotta keep an eye on Izzy.
Isidora, your footing is like. Woo, woo, woo. Esme, you may use a dex save to grab out and grab her arm, assisting her. Like, whoa, got you there, buddy.
One sec. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, it's not too bad. It's a case of Izzy landed and was like, whoa, 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 and you're like, hold there, lady. Grab her forearm, kind of thing.
Let's keep running on the rooftops.
Esme!
Yes.
Sorry I yelled! Let's go!
Sorry, I was super racist, but it was also weird. Goodbye. Let's go.
I'm glad we're having this talk now. Let's run.
Debatable, let's just keep going!
Pelor! What the fuck, dude? Too many weird religions.
Coda.
Yeah.
As you're like, I'm glad we're having this talk, but can we leave? You just see like what looks like almost like a whaling spear, like just flies past your head.
We're running faster. Now we're running. Come on, we're running.
As like you see like a hooded cleric of Tharzodon like is sprinting after you guys on one of the roofs.
He's thinking like, where do you even get a whaling harpoon? We're not near the sea. Fuck you! And he's just gonna keep running.
As like they get to one of the roofs, they're like, there they blow.
So they got their sea aesthetic in the wrong city, where it's for Orion. Come on.
Friends, similar enough jumps, athletics or acrobatics to make it to the next roof.
How long does it
sorry.
Sorry, it was like, how long does it take for Coda to reset his
Hook?
Is Hook, yeah.
I'm gonna say with a damaged rope, quite some time.
Yeah, you
Damn,
need to
because
reset the rope.
Yeah.
I really wanted you to shoot him and then like yank him down.
Ooh.
You see this Tharzadun cleric cackling madly as he raises the medallion to the sky, and you see what looks like an orb of fire starts to form
Can I
above it.
shoot this guy?
You are in the process of jumping
Yeah.
across a rooftop and running.
Darren, Isidora, I need
Oh
to
yeah,
help.
can we try and help her?
You may indeed deck saves.
Both of us?
Yes. Yeah, you
Yo.
grab Izzy and keep. Do you keep running?
Thank you.
You guys sprint across the rooftop as this medallion, swings, and like he yeets. Deck saves everybody.
I have advantage where I can basically reduce this to nothing. Hooray!
God, shit.
Neil, what is the advantage for again? Can you read it out? I'm not trying to be a dick. I want to know.
It's not advantage. It's that it's uncanny dodge. So it's like when attacks ask you
Yes,
to make a
if
dex
you
save.
fail, it's half, but if you succeed, you take no.
Yeah,
Cool.
I thought it was like advantage.
Go for it. Is the 10 your dex, Coda?
The 10 is my dex, Darren.
Coda, you take 7 piercing damage. As yous are all like, fuck, and they're looking over your shoulder, what the? And you fall through a skylight.
No, this isn't where
Bye.
we're supposed to be.
And Coda, you guys find yourself, like, Izzy and Esme, you hear a thunk as, like, you land on a bed, but clearly there was someone in the bed, and Coda just, like, in between the 2 single beds, just smashes into the floorboard with the glass, and he's like, ah. But you see a fireball just go straight over your guys' heads. The room is dark, you hear a, oh, what's that? And we'll leave it there.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. Did we
Aw.
just land on some children?
I mean, probably from the shriek, it's the voice went high, but you probably had to guess more teens, more
Okay,
than.
we're just in a teen's bedroom. Rizbit's gonna show up in the child's dress next week. Like, I was here the whole
He's
time.
in the closet. He's in the wardrobe. He just steps out of the wardrobe.
No, we find that this is Rizbit's secret double life. He's been living as, like, a little girl in a dress. Every time he's not with the party, he's just been living this double life in this house as a child, and no one's noticed.
I
Oh
love
god.
it.
Fucking cars.
No, it's going to be a case of everyone runs out onto the street and Phalor and him will just be like, oh, they're there. Like, Phalor's just like walking with like
Riz is like,
C4
I'm a
and just
Firebird
throwing
now.
them through windows. But yeah, guys, we will leave it there.
Fun.
Because I don't want to run clock because I know people got work.
That was
How
very
heavy
fun.
is Izzy? A lot. Izzy is a lot.
Izzy's all made of metal and shit. She's probably quite heavy.
Like, she would be lighter than an average Warforged because she's not like the
Yeah.
size, but she's still like heavier than.
It's okay though because
half-elf
there was
size.
2 beds as if they were sharing a room. Thankfully, Izzy landed on the slightly younger sibling. His legs aren't as long, so it's a case of Izzy just like smashing the siblings.
I thought you were being like, Izzy landed on the slightly younger one, so
Crushing
in
it to
hurt
death.
less when they died. It's like, wait, why is this going this way?
No. As in, like, she just missed his legs or their legs.
Oh, we're fine.
And I smashed into the floor, so I'm fine. I didn't crush any children.
No, you just like landed on glass, and it's like, no, boy. It's like one of
your
those
fucking face.
You landed like perfectly.
I love the
parallel.
image of like the 3 skylights open, like the 2 of them land on a bed, nice and cushioned, and just me on my face in the floorboards.
But yeah, guys, good game and such.
Good game.
Good game.
Fun.
Night, guys.
Okay,
Well
good night,
done,
you
such a
guys.
good game.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Adios.
Alright.
Night.